100.5 ESPN.
If you call me Mark, I like my name. I like my name a lot.
The ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch.
And ESPN Medicine on YouTube.
It's Wilde and Tausch, isn't it?
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is the Wednesday edition. The road trip with all three of us. Did you bring giant hats this time? Edition.
That is tight.
How come you guys did?
Yeah, I thought about it.
The Tausch will be playing the drums in commercial breaks edition.
I don't know if we're allowed to touch that stuff.
I probably wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
You just did.
I know I shouldn't, but I wouldn't.
That's okay, I did too. The live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. I just realized I wore the same sweatshirt that I'm wearing in the picture.
You look good. Looks good on you. Is that Caitlin Clark?
It's just a general WNBA hoodie.
So it is Caitlin Clark.
No, I'm more of a
Let me tell you something now. If it ain't Caitlin, it ain't W. I hate to tell you. It's just how it is.
1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
Big fight last night.
Big fight.
Indeed. ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker. Streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde, normally in Green Bay, but not today because I am alongside the stars of the show. Jesse Nelson is here.
Woo! Do we know why Jesse's here? This is a real. I don't understand what goes into his. Yes, I'm going. No, I'm not.
These are all fair questions.
One of the
that
main.
I think you should continue to answer after I've introduced everyone.
Fair. Yeah.
And, of course, the Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher, as we are live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. They brought us back.
Got a book. So we got a fan with a book. I'm trying to think what book. I'm always looking for a good read.
I'm not going to lie to you. If I were you, I would read too. Instead of listening to this.
It's that he's the one guy that bought that book you wrote 5 years ago.
So it's not as big as that one, though. So why? First of all, I saw Riley posting on social media. He was in the bleachers at Wrigley Field yesterday.
Do you realize if that was Jesse, he'd have 2
Oh, I totally would not be working
no way
today. Not a chance I'd be back in the studio at 9 a.m.
So
today.
before we delve into how you decide whether to enter the chat, if you will, by showing up in person, Riley, how are you this morning? And thank you for taking Jesse's actual job so he can come here and have lunch.
I don't know what he's
play the drums.
Like,
I got some bets to put down.
Hobnob with our fans.
Yeah.
Riley, thanks for stepping in. How are you holding up after a late night in Wrigleyville?
I'll be honest, I'm tired today.
You gonna mail it in?
No.
You'll probably mail it in.
A little bit.
I'm locked. Okay. We're ready.
I
thought after, who's the guy who hit the home run last night, the 2-run shot to start it?
Isaac Collins.
Collins game. Then he made a great catch. I think Levering was on the call last night, right?
On TV he was, yeah.
And I'm thinking, all right, we're going to chip away. And then hit that bomb off the scoreboard. Is that where you were sitting? Are you out in right field or left field?
No.
There is nowhere, before you jump back in after the question I asked you, there is nowhere you could spend a Friday afternoon in your 20s. I was fortunate to get down there a few times. And then go to all those bars. And if you're a young cat looking for a fun night out, I don't know if there's a better summertime thing to do than to go to Wrigley, middle of summer, afternoon game, and then call it What?
You have to scooch in a little bit. You're barely in the video.
I'm not jumping. I'm not sitting. I'm not giving Jesse a lap dance. I'm going to tell you that.
No,
right
no
now.
one is asking for that.
So
we just
I
want
can
you in
move
the
farther
video.
So,
over.
Riley,
Like
what made you go down there on a Tuesday night when you had to work Wednesday morning, though?
Yeah, so I have
Free
one
tickets, I
friend.
guess.
No, actually, we paid for the bleacher tickets. I have a friend that's a Cubs fan, and we enjoy the banter back and forth. We enjoy going to Cubs-Brewers games together, and figured this is a good opportunity. He's already been to AmFam this year, and now we had the opportunity to go to Wrigley, and it is a fun ballpark. It is a very fun place to watch a baseball game. It was a good
agree.
time.
I agree. Even though the Crew got beat, now what, 6.5 back? I
Yeah.
think that's where it's at. So we'll see. I think for where we were, and I mean we as the Brewers, I think we've weathered the storm. I think it's going to be a fun little July, August, September. We're going to be there when it comes to the end. I feel pretty good about that.
I'd agree.
Well, we're glad you made it back safe and sound. What time did you go to sleep last night, and what time were you back up to be in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios to do Jesse's job for him?
Yeah, so I went to bed, got home probably around 1:15.
Well, that's not bad.
That's actually not bad at all.
That's the time you go to bed anyways.
Yeah, exactly. No, I typically go to bed like midnight, so this was still past my bedtime.
1:15's a late one.
Do your parents know you stay up all the way till midnight?
I don't know. Don't tell them. But I ended up going to sleep at like 1:30, and then I was up at 6:20, 6:30 for jiu-jitsu this morning, and then
jiu-jitsu.
I
my
came
God.
to work.
Oh, he
Humble
did
brag.
jiu-jitsu this morning?
Yeah.
You're nuts.
No, he's got youthful exuberance. Great word. That's what he's got.
I got up at 4:30 to drive down, and I got to be
You're
honest
just
with
old
you.
and you
I'm,
had to go
I'm
pee.
not
That's
tired.
probably what happened to you.
I'm going to need to go to the bathroom again at some point. All right, we are excited to be here. We still don't know why Jesse's here, though.
Food.
You literally will drive just for a meal.
You last time we were here, you put down a very smart wager.
Yeah, it looks like it's not going to cash, though.
No, the Indiana Pacers to win the East
Oh, yeah,
has
it was just
already
to make the
cashed.
finals.
So you won
That's
already.
a winner.
Oh, okay.
Yep, we are 1 for
I saw
1.
something crazy this morning on on Get Up that ESPN.
We're done
bet-
talking about
Yeah,
why you're
that's
here.
good.
They
Food
had
was the answer.
Well, no, it's Pacer related.
Pacer
The Pacers
adjacent.
are
Pacer
more
adjacent.
favored to win the championship next year than to win it this year, which is blankenine. It's plus 800. What? Plus 800 to win it next
I think
year.
you could say
it's
asinine. That's a real
Asinine
word.
is
It
a
has
totally
nothing to do
yeah.
with-
I
That's a
don't-
totally
I try
fine
not to
word
swear
say.
on air.
It's not a swear. It's
Especially since we're popular with 5-year-olds who
Anyways.
celebrated their birthday yesterday.
Anyways, they're more favored to win next year's championship than the fact to win these next two games, which I think is crazy.
Why is
It's
that
a
crazy?
full season and another full playoff round, or to win two games, one of them which is at home. You think the odds are better because Hallie pulled a calf? I mean, is that what this comes down to?
Yes.
All right.
Don't you agree? And the fact that Boston
Next year?
will not have their best player, and
No.
Milwaukee will be without Dame for the entire year. Like, I think that actually, if I was
Yeah, I
Jesse,
disagree.
I might go wager on that again today if that's available.
Pacers
at
have
the
done me well.
Sportsbook
So
here.
here's what I want to go look at during one of the breaks when we go over to the great sportsbook down here at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Again, only 58 minutes took me. 58.
Yep, less than an hour.
Wasn't even really speeding either.
Now, I went through Milwaukee, so I would avoid you two geniuses as I was driving, so I didn't have to drive alongside you for a good chunk of the
You
drive.
still are going
It's
to
actually faster
to go through Milwaukee.
Wow.
to go through Milwaukee. It
From
was
where you
faster
live, yeah,
from where
that's
I live,
interesting.
Great story.
Oh,
What did it
so-
take, 2.5 hours?
No, it took 3.
What a warrior. We appreciate you.
Shut up and finish your
So
story.
here's what I want to go look at. I
Pacers
want to see
adjacent.
the odds on Jordan
2
Love to
hours
win
and 51
MVP
minutes to go.
because I think they're going to be sweet.
Okay.
And then I want to see what they have for the Packers season win-loss total.
the over-under.
Well, I don't even know if we can say that. That's all right. But yes, the win-loss I'm used to more or less from our
Yeah,
I
that's
understand.
different. Yeah.
that's
So
not the same.
that's what I want to look at. Those are the two things because I'm guessing it's going to be 9.5, and I am going to jump on that if that's what it is.
and the over.
We'll
Yes.
go check that maybe during our first break here. I'll go get some
Yeah,
numbers
I think
for
I'm
you.
just, and you could say I'm a homer, and it's probably fair. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm not a
No
homer.
one would say you're a homer.
I'm not an over homer,
No.
but yes, do I think a little more positively than some? I've been right a lot. I have. I have. I've been wrong.
And
some.
the winner of Packers-Eagles won the Super Bowl, as you predicted.
That is what happened. But that's where that's just where I think this thing, so we'll go take a look. I think if it's anything over 10.5, I'll probably be a little more cautious. But to think they're not going to get to 10 wins, I think would be crazy talk. That's just my own opinion. But that's where I see
So you
this.
think their floor is 10-7?
Yes. Yes.
Well, we will spend
Would
some.
you disagree?
They have a difficult schedule, and
now it
you
looks
cannot predict injuries, obviously.
So, again, how do I always tell you to approach a schedule?
It's not who you
The
play,
tough-
it's when you play.
That
them.
is 100% true. But where are the road games that you're thinking L's? I have Denver. At Denver.
And then you have them winning the other 16.
No, I don't.
Adamant about the
There's
Denver
going-
loss.
Whether you split with Detroit, I think Minnesota's going to dip. I do, but I was
I know
wrong
you
on
do.
Minnesota last year. Philly at home will be tough, no doubt. They're going to lose a home game or two. I would be shocked. Do they have 9 home games next year or 8?
They have 8.
Okay, I would be shocked if they're anything 6-2 or worse. I'll be super disappointed. If they go 5-3 at home next year, that'll be a shame on me type of deal for them.
And not only that, but they have 2 home games back-to-back to start the season, as we discussed when the schedule came out, against a team that made the NFC Championship last year and a team that made the NFC Championship the previous year. First the Lions and then the Commanders. You have talked at length about the challenges.
I don't think they won 6 games last year.
I understand last year's performance does not indicate what this year will be, but those first 2 games are not easy. They are at home, and if you don't go 2-0 in them, it makes it hard to get to 6-2 at home.
Agree. If you lose those 2,
I love your energy today.
If they go 0-2, the odds of them going 6-2 are dip precipitously. Yes.
All right. If they don't go 2-0, and they don't go 6-2 at home, and they don't go 10-7 or better, I am curious about the conversation that came out of our conversation with Ed Policy on Friday. Remember, I couldn't tell you where I was.
You had a no.
I kept a secret
Get
once
out
again.
of here. It was with Ed Policy?
It was.
I thought reporters don't allow themselves to put things on, like to have limitations on what they're doing.
So, to explain why we did this,
Embargo.
not everyone could attend at the same time. So it was the beat writers one day, it was TV stations another, and then it was radio a third day.
Okay,
and to be fair to everyone,
you did all 3.
Ed's schedule, I did want to go to the radio one.
What do you mean fair to everyone?
Because if we break it because we
So
got
if
to go
I'm going over to
first-
Portugal, I say, Ed, hey, listen, man, you can't do anything until I get back from Portugal? I don't think that's fair.
I understand your concern, but we did agree to it.
Very nice of
in
him to
fairness
accommodate.
to the TV stations and the radio interviewers, so that we would all have it available at the same time.
I don't love this. I don't like this a bit.
It wasn't.
It's a new
none
policy.
Of the information was.
Hey, boys.
you
Hey,
love
you're
your
going to break a
policy
story,
jokes.
but don't you dare break
We're not
that story.
breaking a story. We all talked to Ed at the same time, all of us. So that's
So
why
the TV and everybody was in there
Domofsky,
together.
Schneiman, all the writers were there together. So no one got that.
Hey, I got Jimmy Hoffa's grave over here, but you can't tell anything until Geraldo gets here. I mean, that's basically what you're saying happened.
Was it Jimmy Hoffa's grave, or wasn't it Al Capone's vault?
I
with,
don't know.
Geraldo?
Either way, it was empty.
Another timely reference, by the way. Boy, a lot of our younger listeners love that whole Geraldo story with Jimmy Hoffa and his vault.
Well, do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
I don't.
This was an unusual circumstance where the new president
And I'm 33.
It's not really unusual. But I am intrigued by what you gleaned. So I guess I can't complain. I just think it's kind of that's all.
Yeah, what I thought was blah is that they after we got done, there was an off the record period. They served beer.
Oh.
It was not Coors Light, so I said, I'm out of here. I gotta go. I gotta go to a basketball
Respect, I love
tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. Much like as I looked through the windows of the alumni suite, I thought, I bet these are Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin.
They better
that they
be.
put on.
And you know what? It's time to upgrade your windows and doors, and you don't want to spend a fortune. Well, good news. Pella, the best in the industry. They have a product line for every budget. Right now, you can get no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. So if the plan is to wait, guess what? You can get it now and wait to start making those payments for up to 2 years later. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends June 30th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. I think if I put 100 on Jordan Love to win MVP, I get some new windows. That's what I think.
Wow.
Because it would
I'm
pay
gonna send
off
Jesse
to
over
such
to
a
check that
degree.
out. Yes. I'm guessing
Because you think the odds are long.
I'm going to guess plus 2,500. That's what I think. 2,500.
So if you bet $100,
Yep.
you would win $2,500.
That's what I think it is. What do you think it is? And then Jesse will go check.
For MVP.
Yes.
Having not finished in the top
Hasn't
5.
even sniffed it.
Plus 3,000.
I hope you're right. Ooh. I hope you're right.
Do I get a slice of your winnings when he's the MVP?
Yeah, if you put in. Yeah, that's how the world works.
All right. Well, we will be here all day till noon at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. They brought us back a second time. They have, again, I didn't even think that it would have the same sweatshirt on. This is amazing. I did a little. I want who's in charge of social media for us now? We got Maddie down in Milwaukee.
We got Maddie.
We got Pablo.
Yeah,
Laney, does she do some of that social media?
Sometimes.
Did we ever get why, Jess? Is it just strictly for a dinner?
I have to be honest. You did. We asked the question, and then
you got
we
into
did not
Halliburton.
explore it further
Yeah.
because we had Pacers adjacent talk.
That was on me. That one's on me.
So we will figure out why Jesse's here, but I really want to get to the conversation that we had with Ed Policy. We actually talked about a myriad of things, but the biggest one, the general manager and the head coach with 2 years left on their existing contracts, heading into a crucial year for more than just a dozen or so players. We'll talk about that live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's here. The You Pay When Employees Pay event at Metro Ford of Madison is on. For a limited time, enjoy employee pricing for all in-stock new Ford vehicles. Get behind the wheel of a 2024 Ford F-150 with 2.9% APR for 60 months. $17.92 cost per thousand financed. Plus, enjoy up to $2,000 of bonus cash. And yes, you can defer payments for 90 days with approved credit. Offer ends June 30th. Hurry to Metro Ford of Madison today and browse their inventory at metrofordofmadison.com.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more. It's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Their concession stand makes you feel like you're at the state fair with something for everyone. Spring Vintage Weekend with the SVRA is up next on May 16th through the 18th. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Siding Unlimited recently installed 20 brand new amazing energy efficient windows. Our Siding Unlimited crew removed the old windows, inspected the wall for wood rot, installed the new beautiful windows, and cleaned up behind ourselves. It was easy to get started. The homeowner met us at our amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
This is the NBA Finals. With the Thunder now up 3-2, we return to Indianapolis where the Pacers face a must-win. Coverage of Game 6 begins Thursday at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ABC. Presented by Indeed.
Live from the Hard Rock Casino Rockford, it is Wilde and Tausch.
UU Noodle Bar. We just got to wait till 5.
They've got great food before 5.
They do.
I do want to come here.
You want a steak?
I want to do an evening show so I can get my steak.
Why don't you come down and check out Bradshaw?
Well, I saw 311 is playing here. I enjoy their work. I saw Stained is coming.
Oh, you're a big Stained guy.
I did enjoy them. They're playing
Isn't
on
that
the
heavy
Foo
metal?
Fighters channel a lot on Sirius
Stained
XM.
heavy metal?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say harder rock.
Okay. Hard rock.
Something short of
rock.
That's not bad. Thank you very much. You didn't even try.
No, I didn't.
You're a poet. You didn't even know it.
So, again, we'll get to everything, or at least some of what Ed Policy had to say on Friday before it was embargoed until yesterday.
I got a quick question before you do this.
It's never quick.
Of course you do.
No, this is quick. First off, don't you ever say anything about that.
Yours aren't really questions. They're more diversions.
If you get a great birthday poem, but you know it's artificially intelligenced, what do you do?
Seems very specific.
You got a birthday poem from your children?
From what? No, one of my good buddies from college sent me on a group text with like 5 of us. And I knew from the jump. It was awesome. Like I might even read
like,
it.
This buddy.
No
way he wrote this.
No, he's a very thoughtful cat. And so he sent this on the group text. And I could tell immediately it was AI generated. Like it just was. But it was still, the words were awesome. How do you approach it? Do you just write back thank you? Or do I then write an AI thank you note back to them about how meaningful like our friendship is? How would you have approached that?
I would have sent back an AI written thank you.
That's what I did.
Okay. So we're on the same
well
page.
played.
That's exactly what I did. And then there were a couple of the people on the text string didn't understand that we were both AIing it. And they thought, and I said that we both have been studying poetry, and that's why we wrote it. So I don't know if I'd rather a crappy from the heart no AI or an awesome AI note. I was legit torn on that.
So I don't understand what your position is. We'll get to Bryan Bulaga coming up next, and someday we'll talk about Ed Policy and why Jesse is here.
We're not going to jump into Ed Policy right before
Still have
Bulaga.
not established other than food. Here's my thing. I don't understand where you're at on AI because I thought you were philosophically opposed to that.
I'm
and now you're
about
using it in your text chain.
You're so concerned you're sending and using
All
it
right,
to
if I may,
communicate with your
do you
best
guys want to
friends.
hear kind of how this played out?
Not really.
All right, I won't. Fair enough.
No, I do, actually. I do. And we've got time.
All
we'll
right.
make Bulaga wait for your AI poem.
No, I just – so will you answer my question? Would you rather have just some heartfelt, not great poem or an unbelievable poem, but it was AI generated?
I want authenticity from the heart from people I
But
care
what if you're
about.
getting some help?
I don't.
But
no.
what if you're getting some help and it makes it better?
No.
You don't want it.
Nope. AI, no thank you.
All right, let me read what
let's
my
hear it.
good buddy on my birthday.
No, wait,
I'm not going to get into
what?
it.
Is it
Come
Vitaly
on.
Pasetsky?
It might be. Mark Tauscher, steady and strong, a lineman's grit where hearts belong. From Wisconsin fields to Lambeau's pride, he held the line, arms open wide. Undrafted soul, which isn't true, with humble grace, a silent force in every place. Through snow and clash, he'd never sway, a guardian true on game day. Beyond the turf, his voice remains, in calls and causes breaking chains. With wit and warmth, he lights the air, a Badger bold beyond compare. Through cleats are hung, his roots run deep. In hearts of fans, his name we keep. Mark Tauscher, legend.
Wow.
First of all.
Pretty awesome poem.
Wow. Not factually accurate, but really
a
awesome.
lot of errors in there, including the legend part.
A little off.
That
was pretty awesome.
And you loved that?
I love the concept.
I'm not
of
even impressed with AI's work there.
Yeah.
You didn't like AI's work?
I'd have rather gotten a haiku or a limerick. At least it would have been shorter.
Mel Kiper was more accurate with your draft position than AI was.
So I responded, what a great...
Roses are red, violets are blue. Thanks for your AI-generated note to me and you.
So I put in the top, what a great poem. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
that
you
part
all.
was you?
But then this is mine.
Oh, okay.
Through late-night talks and laughter loud, in dorms and dives, a vibrant crowd. You made the years a wild, sweet ride. My college friends, my heart's true pride. From study grinds to reckless fun, shared dreams beneath the campus sun. You held me up when life got tough. Your friendship was more than enough. In every joke and every tear, you shaped the moments I hold dear. So here's to you, my chosen crew. Thanks for the love that helped pull me through. That's pretty good stuff.
Mic drop.
Yours was better.
Yeah, mine was pretty good.
So it sounds like the lyrics to a Stained song, actually. I'm curious. So what?
June 29th.
And what is that before or after Chris Rock plays here? What
I hope Dolly comes
information?
back. I'm still hoping Dolly gets here.
What information did you give AI for it to generate that poem? Like, you obviously had to give
College
like dive
friends,
bars, like you had to
appreciation.
mention.
No, I didn't do any of that. Just
you
college.
didn't mention Wandos or anything.
I think nothing of that. Nothing of that ilk. I just put down thankful for college friends, and I think that's what came up.
So you think they give that out to pretty much anybody?
I
that
think they
puts
take
in
all of the info
poem
that you
about
have in
college
your
friendship?
phone, and the fact that I talk about Coors Light and Tito's on a pretty regular basis probably added to that. Yeah. So I thought it was. I enjoyed it.
I will say this: I think yours was better, although it's not really yours. It's just that
No, it
AI
was
did a
mine.
better job than
I
the
put
other
the top
AI.
part on there all by myself. So
Thanks for the love that got me through.
pretty
We have gotten through the first half hour of Wilde and Tausch, and we need to get to Bryan Bulaga, who does not use AI to give us insights into the Green Bay Packers.
you know that for sure.
Yeah. He
Are
watches
you
the
worried?
film,
are you
so.
worried that reporting?
I'm
is gonna
not.
Be?
Did you read my story today?
I missed it.
I don't think AI is writing it that way.
I read AI instead. It said had policy.
2 hours and 31 minutes to go. Live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Want to remind you, as I do all the time, Associated Bank, yes, you can get Packers checking. Yes, you can get Badgers checking. Yes, you can get Brewers checking. But most importantly, you get great customer service. They've got all the awards to prove it. I am proof of it, having had that great customer service for nearly a decade now. Whether it's early pay, so you get access to your direct deposit from your employer up to 2 days early, credit monitoring to make sure your credit score's in the right place if you need to, make a big purchase from Steinhoffels, or if you want to make sure you're protected from fraud, which is also important. All those things and more from Associated Bank. So go to associatedbank.com to find out more, and make sure you go to family nights because we have. Well, rumor has it I'm on my own, but we've got a little something going on at family night if you're available.
Oh wow!
Just wait, who has something going on?
Members of this program.
Oh, is that right?
So I don't know what you got on your schedule, but check AI or check that big calendar that you've got.
Just think if you would have bought that couch in 2016. What do you
need another one.
No, what do you think the price difference would have been with inflation and everything else?
It's a great question.
Double, probably.
We probably would have had to buy a new one because we had cat pees on it and stuff like that. So we chose the right time to get our new couch, and you will see it at some point.
At family night, which I didn't realize that, but I love it.
Completely unrelated. Speaking of unrelated, Bryan Bulaga will be next, live from Hard Rock Casino. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This weekend on ESPN Radio, the Philadelphia Phillies, the New York Mets. Coverage begins Saturday at 6:30 Eastern and Sunday at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Bryan Bulaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit MapleHillGolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Celebrate the red, white, and blue at the Bridges. On Sunday, June 29th, play a two-person scramble for just $120 per person, including 18 holes with a cart, prizes, and dinner. Find more details at golfthebridges.com today.
It's heating up at Metro Kia of Madison with their summer sticker sales event. Drive home the all-new 2025 Kia Sportage with 1.9% APR for 60 months, $1,748 cost per thousand finance. Hurry, this offer ends June 30th. Plus, if you own a current Kia EV or PHEV, you may qualify for an extra $1,000 loyalty bonus toward a 2025 EV6 or 2026 EV9. These sizzling deals won't last. Offers end July 7th. Head to Metro Kia of Madison today or browse their inventory at metrokiaofmadison.com.
Siding Unlimited recently installed 20 brand new amazing energy efficient windows. Our Siding Unlimited crew removed the old windows, inspected the wall for wood rot, installed the new beautiful windows, and cleaned up behind ourselves. It was easy to get started. The homeowner met us at our amazing showroom on 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. Trust me, our showroom is a must-see. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
We're on the Bucks.
We don't have any Robins now. It's Batman.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
It's just straight up Batman by himself taking on Gotham City.
Madison's home of the Bucks. 100.5 ESPN.
We appreciate Riley stepping into Jesse's role since Jesse didn't really need to be here, which would explain why we don't have famous friends playing in the background. Instead, who is this? This is
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars, right? Yes.
When's he coming to Hard Rock Casino Rockford?
Why are you always trying
right
to book
after
guests
Chris
that
Rock.
aren't coming on to the Hard Rock?
I think Dolly Parton, she's been here, it looks like.
They have such a great lineup of
I'm not
entertainment
Joining
that
us
is
now,
coming.
live from the road.
Islands of the Stream. That is what we are.
I can tell you Kenny Rogers isn't coming because he's no longer with us. Sorry. He's the other part of that
Way to
song.
kill the mood.
Hi, Bryan Bulaga. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Well,
Blue, who would you, if you had a
boy.
chance, any concert right now, who are you going to see?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Thanks.
I would. I'd probably like to see. I think Luke Combs would probably be a good concert. I think he'd be a good one to go see.
Better than Sean Combs right now, am I right? Jeez.
Wow.
You're stir crazy.
You
tell me a little prison rock with P. Diddy? Could be something.
Yeah, I'm not too sure they're offering those tickets right now. I'm not too sure those are available.
That's probably fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Well, that could be if you do something.
All right.
So who are you going to see? This is all on
Bryan,
This is all on you.
Bryan, I've never been prouder of you than I am right now. That was well delivered. All right. Well, we'll
anyway.
wait for both the Luke Combs and the Sean Combs shows.
How about Luke Combs and Dolly Parton together? That'd be something.
He could do the Kenny Rogers
There
role.
you go.
Yeah.
I'm in on that.
All right.
Bryan, so Madison and Sydney are playing in a golf tournament right now. Maddie's playing great. Sydney is not. When you and Tausch play poorly and you're hitting everything right and you're struggling, what is the one piece of advice you would give to someone who's struggling? Because you two are good golfers. Obviously, despite my assistant coach title, A, I'm not there, and B, my knowledge is pretty limited. So what are you doing when you're struggling? What's the key to turning things around?
Oof. When I'm hitting it right, normally when you're hitting it right, I mean that's an over the top thing. So that's a club pass thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's normally, to me, that's normally like my upper body's going before my lower body. I'm not clearing hips. I'm just swinging with my upper body. So I try to really initiate, getting the lower half going. And to me, I mean, it's hard to explain that because I'm not a golf coach or a teacher by any stretch of the imagination. I just really try to fire the lower half, and that's such bad instruction because then you start to overfire your hips and then you're going to get going left. But if you're really leaving stuff out to the right, an overcorrection may be what's needed, but please don't take my advice because I am really bad.
To me, that's why I asked, is because obviously I haven't played a lot of golf lately, or in the last 2 decades. But when you're struggling, do you not make it worse then when you start trying to experiment with ways to fix it? What do you do when you're? That's my question.
Yeah, mid-round, it's probably not going to work. I think you just got to start playing what you're struggling with. So, if you're pushing the ball right, you got to start aiming left and just play what you got going on. That to me is. That's what you got to do. If you're blocking the ball right, well, better start aiming a little bit left and just play what you got going on.
I told you Bryan doesn't use AI. He just answers questions honestly.
I didn't argue.
because if you try to if you really try to correct something mid-round, it's going to blow up. Like, it's really going to blow up. And,
I
and
agree.
at least that's what I've noticed. You try to change something on the course mid-round, it's just going to go really bad for you.
Just play a scramble.
Correct it on the range.
I would say play a scramble.
Yeah, well, that's not what they're playing today.
That too.
All right, Brian, I spent some time along with the other beat writers with Ed Policy when as he's getting ready to take over the presidency. We talked about a lot of things, but I'm seeing that because Rob Domofsky mentioned this in his story, this has kind of gone a little viral. Tausch sent it to me as well, that he mentioned that one of his responsibilities as team president is not just to win games on his watch, but to make sure the Packers stay in Green Bay. Did you see this, and has this ever concerned you during your time that, they might leave Green Bay? That was a concern in the 1940s. It was a concern at other points.
Maybe 99 it was a concern.
Not sure it's a concern now, but what did you make of that when you saw that come across your desk?
I did see that quote. It was never something that I ever worried about as a player, and it's certainly not something I can say I'm concerned about right now. Now, again, I'm not behind the scenes, going what they're working through right now. Because I know, Jason, you mentioned a while ago that they're going through some tax thing that they're doing, right? Like with the stadium and things like that. I have no idea how that's working out behind the scenes with the city and the county and all that. I have no idea. But I can't imagine that the Packers won't be in Green Bay. I don't know how that would ever work. I just don't see that happening. So while I understand that obviously is his job is to keep the team in Green Bay, I don't know if that's ever going to be in jeopardy. But again, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I understand that the county wants and the city wants what's best, for the city, and the county and the teams looking out for their best interest and all those things.
I would like the fire department to have enough money to come to my house if I need them to.
Let me tell you this.
Tell us what's happening here, Tausch.
No, let me tell you this. Whoever's running our digital today, whether it's Maddie or Pablo or whoever, pull up Wolf of Wall Street, and Leonardo DiCaprio's character comes out, and he basically says, "I ain't blanking leaving."
Yeah.
Packers ain't going anywhere.
So
this
then
is
why,
all
why,
foolish.
why does he say this?
Why do you think?
Because he doesn't want the team to pay the $43 million.
There is a contentious little battle going on. The Packers ain't going anywhere. The NFL would be crazy to let them go anywhere. They're digging to find ways to spend money. They're building underground parking lots and they're building great complexes. Like, get out of here. That's not happening. It's not happening. Wolf of Wall Street. Every time I hear this, I'm just going to say Wolf. Not Ron Wolf. Wolf of Wall Street, because it's ridiculous.
Be a little confusing.
Where are they going? What, are they going to go to Sheboygan? Hey, let's build the same thing in Sheboygan.
So
come on. I feel like Homer now. There is a 0% chance that the Green Bay Packers are leaving Green Bay.
I agree. The question
0.
So
Wolf.
The question,
Portland Packers.
The question is not why or are they going to leave. My question is why say that?
Did you guys ask him why he would say that? That's a follow-up. Like, you can't ask for a bigger follow. Ed, what do you mean? What do you mean?
3 different
You're thinking
sessions
about
to ask him a follow-up.
You got a radio, TV, and print. I'm assuming somebody asked, Ed, what the blank are you talking about? You're leaving.
What the hell's
Green Bay?
going on out here?
No, but seriously, what was the follow-up to that?
So,
the Green Bay Packers might leave. They ain't going anywhere.
I don't think any. I will be honest. In real time, and because I don't believe it's something that's on the table.
Why did he say it?
That's the question
I'm
asking.
Ask the follow-up. Like, you can't ask for a better follow-up.
Why you think
I wasn't in the room with him. It's obvious because they want to get this thing figured out. The organizations don't want uncertainty. And the fact that this tax thing has lingered to the degree it has, they want certainty. And now with a new sheriff in town, they're going to say, we got to get this done. And if you want to, I don't know if did you feel like it was a threat?
No, I didn't.
Okay, what did you feel like?
He was going through his 3 priorities.
The fact that's that high on the list, or even would get brought up, it just seems crazy to me. I don't get it.
I agree. I agree.
I don't disagree with you guys. What I'm saying is that what is his ulterior motive for saying that? Because ulterior motives, you don't articulate them. If you ask the follow-up,
what is he going to say?
This team has been here for over 100 years. There's been times when this team has faced
why are you
adversity and you were concerned about them leaving.
So why concerned
He's going to bring – I'll tell you this. He brought up multiple times how the NFL is allowing private equity into ownership.
Sure.
That is something that he also harped on. We talked about the ticket thing, and we talked about the cost of going to games. I think they are trying to squeeze as much money as they can, even though it doesn't feel like they need to do that right now with over $500 million in their reserve fund. I think that they are looking at the other ways, because one of the other things we discussed is that with private equity coming in to the NFL, their little stock sales, those are cute, but you're not bringing in the same enormous amount of cash flow as you do by having private equity be allowed. I don't understand why we're allowing that fox into the hen house. That seems to me to be a dangerous precedent to do as a league. But nevertheless, they have chosen to crack that door open. And, of course, when you crack it open, then it just keeps getting more and more open. So those would be some of the things that he talked about that gave me the impression that they are trying to drive more and more revenue, even though they've got sharing throughout the league and everything else, because they think that they are now – he also said at one point that being a community-owned team is no longer an advantage.
Oh.
Which I thought was interesting.
What does that mean?
Because they love to say, well, we don't have a deep-pocketed owner, but we also aren't beholden to the whims of a deep-pocketed billionaire owner. I don't know why he sees it that way, but I think the ulterior motive is the topic that I want to understand. And ulterior motives don't get – he's not going to say, oh, Jason, that's a good question. It's because we're trying to get even more money out of our fan base. He's not going to say that. Or we're trying to scare our fan base into thinking we might leave.
Well, let's hear what he does have to say about it, though. Is that fair?
It is. It is fair. I don't think any of us – I don't want to speak for anybody but me. But when he says that, I think it's in my mind, well, that isn't happening. Like, okay, I just sort of gloss over it when he's talking.
Think, boy, it's super interesting that you'd bring that up.
It wasn't interesting until people started. I bet when Rob Domofsky mentioned it in his story, I bet he didn't think about it either until
why
people
would he put
started
it in the story then?
Because it was part of the list of 3 things that are his responsibility as team president.
Blue, I mean, do you agree? There's no way. Like, where do you think on this whole deal?
No, to me, there's no way. I don't think there's any way. I think it's his probably way of potentially trying to squeeze the city a little bit, right? Like, I mean, I think that's his way without sounding like you said earlier, like it's a threat at all, right? Without that, it doesn't sound threatening, but putting it out there, right? Like he's putting that out there that it is his job to keep the team in the city. That's letting the city know that my job is to keep the team here, right? Like you haven't heard that rhetoric ever.
Never.
Like I've never
Not since
heard
the
that.
stadium was rebuilt in 2000.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So like I've never heard that before. So that's the first time that's ever been mentioned. So like that's kind of like a little shot across the bow to the city, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and as this thing's going on, like that's kind of what that is. So to me, that's all that comment really is just a new president coming in. He's obviously been, Ed Policy's been to the Packers as Mark Murphy has been the president. He's been like the head legal, if I'm not.
Been around for a while.
COO. He was in charge of all the Titletown stuff. Like he has been in the building for 13 years. He knows what's happening. He certainly has a lay of the land. It's not like he's coming in like Mark Murphy did from like being the athletic director at Northwestern.
What makes you think you can hire a head coach?
Ed and I did talk about that.
Did you ask Ed that question?
Ed, you're not going to think about hiring a head coach. You're less qualified than Murphy. That would have been a fun follow-up.
Oh, my God. So that's the thing. Ed knows what's been going on with this whole thing for a long time. Mm-hmm. Like, he's very familiar what's going on with it and kind of how these conversations have been going on with the city and with Mark and with everyone. he's been in them. So this is his chance now to let his opinion be known, and he kind of let it be known. So that's all it is to me. I think there's no chance, but that's kind of his way of letting it be known right now.
I'll tell you what, if they're all worried about private equity, which they should be, I understand that part of it. I got a fun little idea. They should let all of the alumni put some money in, because we would all do it, because it is a cash cow printing machine. And that would be a little dividend back for us, and we wouldn't have any voting stakes. I would venture to say that of the guys I played with that have a little extra capital, they would be excited to invest. If it ends up being a private equity deal, we could be transcendent in saying, let's have an alumni fund where we put in, we are not voting, we're not blue. Would you put I'm not going to say how much money. Would you put
$1 million in?
Would you put money in, understanding the economics of the NFL, realizing I don't get a say, but I'm going to be private equity
gonna work for
in
me.
here. I would bet money Blue would say yes, because I can assure you I don't even need to look at anything else. I'm in. Blue?
That's probably one of the best private equity deals you can get.
You can't get a better private equity deal than that. And you're doing it with your alumni?
Uh-huh.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Ed,
yeah. I mean,
what's up? Let's do it.
It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's what the NFL is. It's guaranteed.
Sounds to me like we've solved the problem of the Packers leaving.
If
Green
they
Bay
are looking
with Tausch right here at Hard Rock Casino
if
Rockford.
you think I'm crazy with this,
I
I'm
don't.
telling you right now, our players, our alumni that want to, oh baby,
I'm going to be honest. There are times, not often, but occasionally, where your ideas are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
We could be
this
so
is not one of them.
This could actually be something that would be a great recruiting tool for free agents as well. And that's probably why the league will tell you kick rocks. Even though they'll take
Charles
money.
Woodson
they'll
just
take,
bought into the Browns.
They'll take money from Jeff Bezos and Musk and everybody else, but they won't take it from the people that can't walk. But they want to get a little piece. Oh, we're in, baby. Let's go.
All right, Brian, we're going to shift gears a little bit and talk some football as opposed to the economics of football coming up. It's a great idea.
I think this is my best idea.
The London Packers.
It very well could be your best idea ever.
I got to get on the horn with that.
I will give you his number. After I tell you about Steinhafels, where the deals are heating up during Steinhafel's summer sale. Start with 10% off the entire store. Living room, bedroom, dining, couches, so much more. Make your new room even more affordable then with Steinhafel's special financing. And you'll get $100, $200, or $300 in MasterCard spending as well. But hurry, just like summer, these sizzling savings won't last long. The summer sale only at Steinhafels and steinhafels.com. More with Bryan Bulaga next. We are live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Bryan Bulaga on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Surfside. Surfside iced tea and vodka and Surfside lemonade and vodka. It's light, refreshing, and has zero bubbles. It's perfect for a day on the golf course or a day at American Family Field. Cheers to Surfside.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Facing it head-on, Wisconsin football's 2025 schedule, a brutal one. Former Badger Alec Ingold believing this is what Bucky needs. His take on how Bucky can benefit during an appearance on the Jump Around, a Badger-dedicated show.
It reminds me of our 2016 year. The boys came together, we became a team, and you make a run to the Cotton Bowl. Not saying that that's my prediction for the year, but I'm saying like as a team coming together, all the guys kind of buying in. Being the underdog is a great thing for Wisconsin football. It's going to take 1 year to just rejuvenate everything and get back on track. So I think this could be that year.
What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Pella has a product line for every budget.
No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get house.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships. Still going, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
The most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the Executive Director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the podcast, Marcus and Chris are celebrating 50 years of the Wooden Award. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this
Continuing with Bryan Bulaga. Wish you were here, buddy.
Not far from Blue's old hometown.
Yeah, how far is Rockford from where you grew up in the great state of Illinois?
Not too far. Around an hour.
Yeah.
Not too far.
58 minutes, kind of like
right up the street. Yeah.
Bryan,
Yeah.
I, you know, from time to time, I'm sure you experienced this when you were playing with him. Tausch irritates the hell out of me. And one of the instances was last week when on Thursday, the last day of the minicamp, they had Brandon McManus attempt a 58-yard field goal that if he made it, practice was over. If it was continuing, they were going to be doing what they call their CAT drills for special teams work, which is basically an obstacle course. He made the kick, practice ended. Tausch wanted a bunch of takeaways from this half-hearted practice. I said, I didn't really learn anything, and then he got irritated with me. I got irritated with him because this offseason, if you listen to Matt LaFleur talk about it, the level of commitment to not breaking the contact rules or any of the other things about these practices is much higher than I ever remember. Matt LaFleur was complaining about it pretty much every time he talked. So I am curious, what exactly do you get out of this as a player when you are doing everything at half or three-quarters speed except the 2-minute drill, which, of course, because Brandon McManus made that kick last Thursday, we didn't even have a 2-minute period. So it was all jog-through or slightly faster than jog-through speed.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I've said this a lot, actually, because, this question's been brought up. Homer and I talk about it. these OTAs and minicamps are nothing like what I went through and what Tausch went through. I mean, these are completely different, and obviously the rules have changed, but the rules were changing even when I was playing, but that didn't mean that the coaches or players adhered to those rules changing. I mean, we were still what I felt like going full speed through those.
Yeah,
like
and so did Jeff Saturday.
You love telling
Yeah.
that Jeff Saturday story. Boy, wearing that thing
were
out.
I've never had a player talk to me during a drill before other than that.
Okay.
Does this look like non-contact to you guys?
I mean, they were intense. We'll just put it that way. They were intense practices. To me, I would say the thing that they're probably getting out of this, right? I mean, you're talking about half speed or whatever it may be, is that they have bodies in front of them, right? And they have, defenders or whatever it is, and they're actually seeing defensive structures or offensive structures in front of them and actual movements, and they can see that. Now, it's not full speed. It may not even be half speed or whatever you want to call it. But at least they get to see it. They get to identify it. They get to see movement, and they get to communicate. To me, that's about the only benefit, right? Because if you're looking at it from a technique standpoint, you don't get anything out of it, right? Because the rushers and the DB, there's no work on technique besides individual drills because you're not being challenged from a 11v11 standpoint. And even probably in the 2-minute drill, once the linemen look like they're about to make contact, they probably slow down quite a bit would be my guess. So they're not getting a whole ton out of it from a technique standpoint. So it really is mentally where they're getting some, benefit from it. That's why I always, as much as we can complain and we didn't love OTAs and minicamp, we got a bunch of reps and we kicked a bunch of rust off before we got in to training camp, which I think benefited us a lot. And we can, we moaned and groaned about it and complained, which is fine. But
we just like complaining. If we're being honest, we just like to be able to complain and we just go do our job. That's what happens.
Exactly. I mean, we still did it. You know what I mean? It's like we still went out there.
Still do it now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You still go out and do it now. It's just
no lies detected.
Well, trust me.
Yeah.
You do the same thing.
So it's just things have changed, but it sounds like the OTA period now is just very hands-off and very, mental rep-ish. And I don't know how that gets you ready for training camp, but that is what it is.
Well,
right?
you know what?
That's the nature of it now.
Yeah, and Blue, training camp's going to be different anyways. I think the big thing is you just kind of figure things out. And the reason I was annoyed with Jason is he's sitting down there, and I asked a simple, open-ended, vague question, like, who has shown up that you're surprised by? And he answered nobody. And he did it in kind of that wimpy, like, pouty. What's that dog in, is it Charlie Brown? It doesn't even do anything. That was what annoyed me.
Are you looking for Snoopy
No, it's not
there?
Snoopy, but it was like the pouty, whiny. I don't remember if it's a Jetson or whatever it is. But Blue, the other thing that I thought from Jason's exclusive policy deal was the fact that they're not extending Goody or LaFleur, and they only have 2 years left. Does that change anything? I mean, I'm assuming you're thinking both of these guys are going to be here for a while, but what do you think? It's just Ed Policy wants to kind of see and let things settle in, and if they have a poor season, does that make you at all hesitant to think that maybe one or both of these guys might be moving along?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I thought that was interesting. That was kind of the way he went with it. Now, listen, I don't expect, like, even if it was, say, Mark that was still here, or that was still being the president, I wouldn't expect him to redo their deals with 2 years left, right? Like, I don't think that's something that I would expect to happen. But I don't know if Mark would really talk about it. I think Mark probably would have said, we'll see how this, we'll let this, we'll see how things go. And he'd probably walk around it a little bit, right? And not really answer it. But, again, this is a new era, right? And Ed's going to do things his way. And he came out and said, we're going to, nothing's happening this year. And I think he's going to see how this goes. And while I don't think that he's not like these guys are going anywhere. Like, I don't think Matt's going anywhere. I don't think Goody's going anywhere. I think they're all going to get new deals. I think it does put a little more pressure on the entire staff and organization, like from, obviously the GM and from the coaching staff. They're like, hey, there's new leadership that we now have to work with and kind of mesh with, right? And this is kind of a new start. And to that, like, I think their track record speaks for itself, right? Like, and that's what I always rely back on with Matt and with Goody. I think they've done a good job up to this point of leading this team in the right direction. But when there's a new president and he's calling the shots, like, it kind of starts all over again, right? And that's kind of where they're at right now. So, like, yeah, I mean, I would think Ed wants to kind of see how this goes and make his own judgment after this year. But I still think this team is heading in the right direction. I think there's a lot of great pieces. I think Goody's done a really good job in the drafts. I think there's a lot of good young players on this team. And I still think LaFleur is a phenomenal football coach. So, like, I don't know why you would allow him to walk out the door, because I always look at it as who you bring in to replace a guy like that. So that's always my question is, if you're going to allow someone to go, who would you replace a young, really good head coach with? Like, what are you going to do? Like, that's always my question when you do that. There's nobody, right? Like, Matt's really good. He understands what's going on around the league. He's really good in the locker room. And I think Goody's done a good job. So, like, I think everyone feeling a little heat is okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going anywhere.
I don't think so either. We will talk more about that, though, because the one difference, and this is the reason why this was the story that Domofsky wrote and Schneidman wrote and I wrote, is that on his way out the door, Bob Harlan in January of 2008 extended Ted, and then Ted extended Mike. So both of them had new deals before Mark Murphy took over at the end of January. Tausch and I will get into that coming up during the 10 o'clock hour. Brian, always fun to catch up with you and use your golf tips. I have passed along the insight of aim left. I'll let you know how that works for Sid, and we will talk to you again next week, buddy. Thanks.
All right, guys. Take care.
That is the great Bryan Bulaga. Tausch, speaking of greats, there's nothing greater than a Coors Light, whether your round has been good, bad, or indifferent.
Indeed, and whether you're tailgating pregame, golfing, enjoying your experience during the game, or a big win, you just need a moment to chill. Crack open that Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. It's brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it is cold packaged because it's made to chill. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company, a Golden, Colorado.
Jesse is working the crowd here at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. We
find it ironic after he's working the crowd, everybody's leaving. I don't know if that's I don't know what that means.
He's a man of the people. And then the people left. We'll kick off the 10 o'clock hour, and we'll do it in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's here. The You Pay When Employees Pay event at Metro Ford of Madison is on. For a limited time, enjoy employee pricing for all in-stock new Ford vehicles. Get behind the wheel of a 2024 Ford F-150 with 2.9% APR for 60 months, $17.92 cost per thousand finance. Plus, enjoy up to $2,000 of bonus cash. And yes, you can defer payments for 90 days with approved credit. Offer ends June 30th. Hurry to Metro Ford of Madison today and browse their inventory at metrofordofmadison.com.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Unfortunately, the friendly confines of Wrigley Field weren't too kind to the Brewers last night as the Crew fell to the Cubs by a score of 5-3. Isaac Collins got the scoring started with a 2-run bomb off Chicago starter Ben Brown, and Milwaukee starter Chad Patrick was dealing until the bottom of the 5th, where he gave up the deciding runs on a Seiya Suzuki 3-run blast. The Cubs now move to 6.5 games up on the Brewers in the National League Central. But the series is still in reach, especially with the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski, making his second start and first start away from American Family Field tonight. First pitch is scheduled for 7:05 Central, with pregame coverage beginning at 6:30 right here on Madison's new home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Wilde and Tausch live from Hard Rock continues now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Jesse did not drive away all of our fans. We still have a bunch of them still. And we appreciate everybody that's come out. What's the prime time to come to a casino? Because there's people playing all the way through the night, right?
Yeah, I don't know if the tables are open. Probably till noon. I don't know what time like blackjack and all that opens up, but slots, man, they're everywhere. And I still I get it. No, I mean I get it, but I just I'll play that Buffalo game and I have no clue if I win or not. I see Buffalo stampeding and coins flying up. I'm like, oh, that's got to be good. But I don't know why they're stampeding and why the gold coins are coming up. At least with Wheel of Fortune, I know. Mm-hmm. Get spins or you hit the little gold deal and you get to spin the wheel. That I know. It's dumbed down. Everything's so complicated now.
Complicated.
Same thing with lottery tickets. But I digress.
So as I mentioned to Brian and as you brought up and as I want to talk about now, when you look at what Ed Policy said to us, and when you compare that to what Bob Harlan did on his way out the door in 2008, which again, on January 8th, I believe, Ted got a 5-year extension.
Okay.
On January 18th-ish then, Ted, with Bob signing off on it, gave Mike McCarthy a 5-year extension. So they were then both under contract for the next 5 years, I believe through 2012 at that point.
Okay.
Mark Murphy then took over on January 28th. You can read all this.
Do you think Mark Murphy appreciated that he did all that or not?
I don't know. It's a good question. Mark Murphy has not been available.
He's going to do it. He'll do an
I'll ask him.
He'll do like a, when they transfer power, whether it's the Pope. Usually the Pope, Pope is
usually dead.
But with like presidents and whatnot, you end up, you do like a season ender. That I think that's a big pitcher of beer.
It is indeed.
That is something that I think when you
swimming in that thing.
When you sit down, it's like your pool. You sit down with Mark. I think that would be an interesting question. Wow, that was good.
That was Riley.
Really nice youngster.
That was Pavlovian. You should have seen Tausch jump thinking someone had just opened a Coors Light for him.
It's true.
So here's the quote. We won't be doing anything going into this season, Policy said. You're correct. Mark has not extended anybody on his way out, so to speak. So I do want to ask Mark Murphy why he didn't do with these guys what was done to him as he was taking power. And since he doesn't like my questions anyway, I might as well ask him in our final press briefing with him because I won't have to talk to him again. But what does that mean? Because I said this to Jim, Matt, and Molly last night when I was on with them. I said it with Homer. One of the reasons why I didn't post my story right away at 4 o'clock when the embargo was lifted was because I wanted to see how other people to what degree they created maybe some angst among fans, or I didn't want to be an alarmist. And I thought one version that I read was a little more, hey, these guys could get fired at the end of the season-ish.
Okay.
And then I thought Rob Domofsky's version was more measured. And I tried, unlike Sydney today on the golf course, tried to hit it down the middle. And so I'm curious, when you look at these, because look, in our conversation with Ed Policy, he says very clearly he does not believe in having guys be in lame duck situations. The last time there was a possibility of that, Mike McCarthy was going into the final year of his deal in 2018, and the Packers added a year to his contract, which basically gave him 2019 to sit out and have his little operation at his home because he was getting paid still. He did not have a lame duck status. What happens this season if they do go 9-8 and miss the playoffs? What if they stumble somehow and are 7-10 instead of 10-7? Other than your over/under not paying here at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, what do they do with them then? Because you don't believe in lame duck status, but you also aren't going to extend them if that's the season they have. Now, let me be clear. I don't think that's going to be an issue. But by the way it was discussed, we have to at least talk about the possibility.
I think you're looking at this in the wrong lens. If I'm Matt LaFleur and I'm Brian Gutekunst, and I think, man, I've done a great job. And coaches, unlike players, don't have to worry about injury risks. I think both these guys should look at this and say, you know what, I get it, but we'll play it out.
Right. Be a free agent.
Coaches never become free agents. Very rarely. And it's easy to say, but both these guys have made good money. And if they
bet on yourself,
if they look at it and say, oh, what do you mean you don't want to give us a new, you don't think we're, you want to read this out and play it out, both guys could just say, no, we'll just play it out then. We're at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Give me the dice. Let's roll it. You can look at it that way too. So Ed can think that, well, I'm controlling everything, and to a certain extent he does. But that same thing could go the other way, and you go 14-3, win a championship, price tag's going up. Mm-hmm. So I don't think they have any problem. If that happens, they'll be more than happy to pay them the going rate, and everybody will be happy. So I think the only way this gets goofy is if Green Bay has a bad season. I think if things go the way that we anticipate, which is going to be a playoff team, and then once you get the playoffs, who knows, right?
Sure.
They'll get extended, and this will be a nothing burger. But if it doesn't, and then they try to just do the 1-year rollover bandage, that's when I would think Matt LaFleur and Goody could both look at it and say, nah, I'm good. Then you got yourself a conundrum because they don't want to be lame ducks, and he's already said he don't want to do lame duck deals.
Do you think that they have the guts to do that? Like, let's say they go 10-7. You cash out here at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. They don't go beyond the division round, whether they lose in the wild card round or they win that one and then lose in the division round. They do not reach the NFC Championship game. So they've had another good season, but not a championship season.
Okay.
The general manager himself said it's time for us to start competing for championships. Urgency. What do you do if you're at policy then? And what do you do if you're those guys? Do you feel good enough if you're those guys that if Ed comes to you and says, hey, we're not going to do a 4-year extension. I don't want you in the last year of your contracts, but I think we've got more to prove here. I'm going to give you 2 more years.
Yeah.
Do you take it or do you bet on yourself and say, I want to be a free agent after the season? Bring it on.
It depends on what the money is. I mean, if the money is the going rate, you're probably – and the reason coaches don't is because they understand the business they're in and that, you get a wrong injury and something bad happens, you're out of luck. And then we've seen it before where, Bill Belichick gets fired and nobody will hire him. Now, that will not happen in Goody and LaFleur's case. They will both be snapped up, I believe, relatively quickly. So I don't know what that answer would be, but I would be certain if it's just a one-year bandage deal, I wouldn't be shocked if both guys just said, nah, let's just play it out. And that's the scenario I don't think anybody wants to be in.
No, and I was not expecting this to take up as much oxygen during our conversation with Ed, because we did talk for quite a while about structure. He said he's not wedded to the current structure, just like Mark wasn't when he inherited.
He ain't giving up that structure.
He may not be, but also, let's be honest, they couldn't change. Like, even if he wanted to change it this year, he can't.
Why?
You can't do that with you can't take two guys that are on the same plane. Talk about creating issues. We love your coaching, Matt, but now you're going to report to Goody, and Goody's going to be ahead of you, and he's going to control whether you work here or not. I don't think you can do that midstream.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree.
So we talked a lot about structure. We'll talk a little more about the other things we talked about with Ed coming up. But to me, this is a tricky thing, because you don't want to just pay lip service to we're motivated to win championships, because what's the one criticism we hear of Mark Murphy? Well, he's just happy making money and making the playoffs and isn't really worried about whether they're winning championships or not. They don't go all in, all this stuff. They're just happy to be competitive and making money and making the playoffs, and that's good enough. So if you don't want that to be the narrative, then maybe you're thinking, well, maybe there's somebody that's better. I would argue the grass is not always greener, and there are plenty of coaches and GMs through history that you thought when you hired them they were great hires, and I'm talking about throughout all 32 teams, and they turned out to be abject failures, and now you're digging out of a big hole you've created because you gave up on two guys that just never won the big one, but were still pretty damn good at their jobs, and both of them have been. There's no question in my mind that both the coach and the general manager have been very good at their jobs.
No doubt. It's why I don't think this is going to be much of a story, but it can become a story if the season doesn't go the way that I think all of us anticipated.
Does it become a story if things are going poorly midway through the season?
There will be no in-season firings. So you're not going to.
No, not firings. But is this going to, because this was discussed the way it was on Friday?
Sure.
Is this going to start being brought up if they're?
I'm going to tell you this:
3-6.
If what happened when Jordan was in his first year as a starter, which I think was 2-5, and things were spiraling, and you kind of felt like tensions were running a little hot. Yes.
Yeah.
Tensions get hot when you're losing, and people, fortunately for me, there was just the one bad season, and I remember distinctly after the Baltimore Ravens just absolutely annihilated us on a Monday night game in Baltimore. The amount of scurrying around that plane on the way home with coaches knowing that this thing was over. That's a place you don't want to be. And the way that happens is when there's you can weather storms, but when you see how things are going, and Ted Thompson, if you recall, that was his first year as the general manager, it was destined to fail from the jump. It was the only time in my tenure as a player that we felt like things weren't aligned. We had coaches complaining about players that weren't there and saying, how are we going to win any games with this group? Just was ugly. Can't have it. And that's why you don't want to go into lame duck, because what happens when you go lame duck? Everybody starts looking at themselves first. And when you're in a team sport like football, can't happen. And I know people say, and I know Youngster just texted us that Phil and Cedarburg texted in, why can't coaches do what players have to do? I understand the question, where you play on your last year of your deal, and you have all that uncertainty. But it is different. You're asking coaches to get buy-in from 53 entrepreneurs that are worried about their own stuff. That's really hard. You know what makes it even more difficult? When the coaches are looking for their own stuff. And there can be questions coming into play. And you know who else starts looking at that? Your O-line coach and your defensive line, and everybody else is looking at it. And because they go home and their wives are saying, are we going to be here next year? Do I have to start looking for where are we going to go? And then you know what happens? Guys get on the horn and say, hey, Bobby, I don't know if I'm going to be in Green Bay anymore. You got any openings down there at Kansas State? And then are you getting full buy-in from your staff? That's the risk you take when you get into this situation. Now, everything's great when you're winning. Nobody's thinking that. But I've seen it at 4-12, and let me tell you something. She's ugly.
We had a bit of a debate on quick trip locations when you cross
the Illinois border.
All I know is when I cross back over to the Wisconsin border, I'm stopping at Quick Trip on my way home.
And it feels good when you're back over. And this summer, are you ready to climb to the top? Well, gear up for Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Every sip gets you closer to the summit. From now through August 17th, play each day for free right in the Quick Rewards app. Score bonus plays with every eligible item you grab, like an ice-cold Pepsi, Bold Mountain Dew, hydrating Gatorade or Propel, and so many more. Pair any of those with hot food and earn 2 bonus plays. Every week, the cash prize climbs by $5,000, stacking higher and higher until that one player reaches the summit of $250,000. Your summer, your climb, your win. No purchase is necessary. See full rules at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes. And I'm going to tell you this, that's not the only great thing going on over there. They got onions and bananas and baked potatoes, 29 cents a pound. Nature's Touch cream cheese, 2 for $4. You can get dinner ready in a pinch with this is a great deal. Assorted varieties of pothole pizza for $7.99. Tell you what, you grab a pothole pizza, you're getting a full old meal. There is just loaded sausage, pepperoni. It's a full load. Take advantage of everything Quick Trip has to offer, like rewards on every purchase and ordering ahead. Quick Trip. We'll see you next time.
More Wilde and Tausch live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. I see a table that's open, Tausch. Looks like they're playing, whatever they're playing over there, it's heated. A lot of action.
Let's go.
Stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Toscher here for Pizza Hut. Well, with kids, sports, summer vacations, and plenty of other things keeping us busy this time of year, it's hard to plan meals ahead of time. That's why Pizza Hut is hooking us up with the Hut Hookup. Spend $7.99 at Pizza Hut today, and you get a free large one-topping pizza later. You heard that right. Pizza now and more pizza later. Download the Pizza Hut app or order online today at pizzahut.com. The Hut Hookup, available now only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025. Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Live the high life and get into the nitty-gritty, home of the award-winning Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Enjoy a full menu including sandwiches, specialty burgers, wraps, salads, and weekend brunch. With the family-friendly environment, it's a great place to watch the big game. Plus, they've got Miller High Life Power Hour specials daily. Located in downtown Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The nitty-gritty, a tradition since 1968. Also enjoy high life at Bar Coralini, Paradise Lounge, and Jordan's Big Ten Pub.
Every kid deserves a strong start, and that's the belief driving the Ingold Family Foundation. Founded by NFL fullback and Wisconsin native Alec Ingold, the foundation seeks to bring attention and financial support to the children within our nation's child welfare system. Inspired by the lessons learned in sports, their mission is to empower underserved youth through accessible and impactful learning experiences. They focus on financial, mental, and physical health to provide education, inspiration, and access to opportunity, helping young people achieve their dreams. Learn more and donate today at alecingold.com.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local? A local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right, you want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout. Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie, and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
Morgan Wallen Live. I'm the Problem Tour 2025. Historic 2 consecutive shows at Camp Randall Stadium, Saturday, June 28th, and second show added June 29th with Miranda Lambert and Ella Langley. On sale now at uwbadgers.com.
I'ma need some whiskey glasses.
Morgan Wallen, Live 2025.
This is Jim Rutledge from Jim, Matt, and Molly, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team for the third year in a row. Help us win it all this year and vote every day this month at madisonmagazine.com/BOM.
'Cause I'm a hazard to myself. Don't let me get me. No, I'm my own worst enemy. It's bad when you know yourself. So irritating. No, don't wanna be my friend no more. I wanna be somebody else. Yeah. Don't let me get me. I'm my own worst enemy.
As we roll on live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford, they've got a special burger. Are you a big aioli guy?
A poblano.
You're a big poblano guy.
Aioli's good, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Well, maybe we'll have to order that
I
for
think
lunch.
Max has been making, he's put a little Worcestershire in there, and then you got to spice it up, and now, it's a battle with me and Eleanor, trying to get her to eat protein.
I have the same problem as Sydney,
But if
we
I
don't
get,
have those tasty
if we
muffins.
get a good aioli, she's more apt to eat the protein that we fire at her. So, yes.
Maybe if you stopped firing it at her, maybe you'd have a better chance. Or do you
Maybe.
think maybe that improves chances because
It
it's
depends how-
coming at such a high rate of speed?
We'll see. I don't know. It's a good question.
So we spent a lot of time with Ed Policy on Friday, even though some might argue that we should not have honored the embargo.
Listen, man, I get it. You got to play the game. I get it. Doesn't mean you got to love it, but I get it.
So I did have an interesting conversation. We can talk more about this on Friday when we return to action. But I pointed out to him my history, that my grandparents bought season tickets in the 1940s.
Look at you playing on them heartstrings.
No, I want him to understand that I am different
that you're a
than
fan.
other people.
That you're
No,
a fan and
that-
you want to
that-
see
no.
the team win.
Go Pack, go! No, but that I have a lot better
heard him say that
understanding of
before.
history than maybe some other people that cover the team that aren't from here.
Sure.
That's all. And so, and
Take
that
a couple shots at Schneidman.
I did not. I didn't take a shot at anybody. He was standing right there
No,
when
but
I
I
was
like
telling the
taking
story.
shots. It's good.
I
Take
know you
shots.
do.
It's good.
My issue is every year I talk about ticket prices going up. Every year I talk about how
When's
they
the last
have
time you bought a ticket to a Packer game?
No, I don't. Because
I
I
know.
care about the people.
You're a people guy.
I am. I'm
Total people guy.
I am. I'm a man of the people. It says that right on Twitter right now. In fact, I just
Yeah?
saw that
From
the
your
ESPN
limo.
Madison
Yep.
account.
And your pool.
I drove here in my. By the way,
Now you did it. This is what I love. Just rattle that cage. Rattle it.
So I drive a lovely 2024 Nissan Sentra.
Oh, good for you.
And I find myself now competing with the gas mileage gauge that tells you when you arrive at your location what your gas mileage was during the drive. I got up to 47.9.
You're getting that good of mileage.
Wow.
That's
but I find
fantastic
myself
mileage.
That is
now,
really good.
I used to want to get there as fast as I could, But it hurts your gas
So
mileage?
if you drive
so
slower,
I'm going the speed limit.
So if you drive slower, your mileage is better? Is that
yes.
how that works?
I don't know about in your lovely Chevy Tahoe.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Simbrick.
I can give two rips about mileage.
I'm on a fixed.
No. I just said I want to get time is more valuable than what
money.
0.7 miles per gallon.
No, it's more the competitive thing of I want to get the highest score possible, kind of like, if you're playing like a game.
Sure, it's like Frogger.
Yeah, Frogger, great one. And I was here at like 8:30.
Kudos to you, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep.
So, if I may,
trust me, I didn't want to talk about fuel mileage. It's not where I was landing today. So don't get mad at me about it.
I'm not mad.
Well, you just said if I may. Well, I didn't bring it up.
I'm right. You kind of did.
I brought up mileage.
You pushed him, and then he got to mileage.
You alleged that I came in a limo.
Tell you what,
he wanted to talk about ed policy.
I swear to God,
an hour and a half ago.
Everything that happens, you find a way to spin it back as my problem, or I brought it. Like, get out of here with that.
Professional victim.
You guys are Victim City,
All
USA.
he wanted to do was tell you about ed
Okay,
policy.
please tell me, what's Ed Policy's gas mileage? What's his policy on gas mileage?
Nice.
Thanks. All right, what did Ed say?
We need to get ready for Uncle Homer. That means Tausch needs to tell us about American Family Insurance.
You really not going to tell us your Ed Policy story? I'll tell you about policies, and you want good, strong policies
Insurance
when you need it.
policies.
American Family Insurance, proud partner of Wilde and Tausch. And for almost 100 years, they have been committed to making life better with the right home and auto protection. And also, you're free to enjoy your dreams. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
Uncle Homer joins us next, although not in person, at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Simbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot, up to $150,000. The longer the Queen stays hidden, the bigger the jackpot grows. Let's Hard Rock with the Queen of Hearts only at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Jim Rutledge here. It's officially camping season, which means I will be using my big blue truck from Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. What does that mean? It means it's a customized buying experience. If you're an expert and you know what you want, they're happy to let you take the lead. And if you have a ton of questions, Aaron, Tyler, and the whole team at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb will make sure they can answer them all. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. Over the past 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's top destination for player development and advancement, including over 468 college commitments and 27 MLB draft picks. Their facility in Windsor is the home of GRB Rays baseball and features over 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training. Tryouts for the 2026 summer season begin July 22nd. Find full training programs and register now at grbacademy.com.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life.
Hey, this is Gene Cho, Bucky from 03 to 05. Most memorable moment? Definitely getting arrested at a football game for crowd surfing as Bucky. Oof. Maybe not the best shining moment for Bucky.
Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
If you're a motorist of the four-wheel variety, please watch out for those of us in Wisconsin who do their traveling on two wheels. Adjust your mirrors to reduce your blind spots. Allow motorcyclists a full lane width. Use your turn signal when merging or changing lanes. And allow more following distance between you and the motorcycle. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do,
You know what that
make
music
sure
means?
you do it right.
You hear him every weekday. They call it the best 60 minutes of your day. I don't know if that's been confirmed, but it's good.
That's what he believes.
Especially when I'm on with him and John Anderson, or I'll be on with him alone tonight, and then usually I'm on with Bryan Bulaga and him on Thursdays. It is the Homer Hour, 5 to 6 every weekday, ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Beaver Dam. You also hear him as the voice of Marquette men's basketball, entering his 36th season as the voice of the Golden Eagles. And, of course, on God Talk, My Faith with Homer and Pip on YouTube, it is Steve the Homer True. Homer, good morning. How are you?
I'm in the state of shock.
Oh. I'm in the state of Illinois.
Oh, good one. That's good. That's pretty good.
I am correct in stating that Ed Policy said, win football games number 1, keep the Packers in Green Bay number 2. Every decision that we will make here will be based on furthering one or more of these purposes. Did he say that?
He did, yeah, and then
Okay,
I don't remember what number
What is that?
3 was.
What's shocking
I'm
about
interrupting. The executive committee must meet today and fire him. Any person
Oh, my
running
God.
the Packers
Come on.
and says winning. Wait a minute.
I gotta go.
Says winning games. Hold on. Winning games is more important than keeping the Packers in Green Bay. Isn't that what he said? Am I wrong?
I wasn't in the room. Jason?
Oh, that's interesting.
Jason, I wasn't in the room. Is that what he said?
I guess. I mean, he said those were his 3
What do you mean you
priorities.
guess?
Well, what do you mean you guess?
When he said it?
No, it's pile on Wildy. What do you mean you guess?
So,
Well, all the people that were there
gas
were
my-
reporters.
am I going to answer the
suspended
question
for
or
it.
not?
See if you will.
Were
I
they
don't
power
know.
rankings or just
Yes,
tier 1 goals?
Thank you. I don't know if he meant those to be number 1, number 2, number 3, or these are the 3 goals that the priorities I have as a whole.
Homer.
These are the 3 things I have to do as president.
Did Homer really just call for the executive committee to call an emergency meeting?
He did.
To fire
Let's let him
a guy
finish
that
his thought.
hasn't even started?
A month before he takes over.
Oh, Steven, you're
Yes.
a beauty. You're a beauty.
What do you mean?
Continue.
Not
Go
to
ahead.
mention
Make
all the
your,
members
make
of the
your
meeting.
argument. We're listening.
He said win football games number 1.
Yeah.
Keep the Packers in Green Bay number 2. So we aren't making that as an order?
I wasn't in the room,
Otherwise,
Jason.
he
I don't-
doesn't make it as an order. Here are my keys. When as the president of Green Bay, I want to keep the. You always lead with keep the Packers in Green Bay. Not to mention every reporter that's there, when he said it, should be suspended a week for not
Homer.
asking for a follow-up.
Homer, yeah, the follow-up. No follow-up is I totally.
Everyone. What the hell is wrong with these people? Somebody just said keep the Packers in Green Bay, and nobody
Yeah,
asked
I agree.
for a follow-up.
Homer, here's the deal.
Suspend them all.
I couldn't agree more. I just got after Wildy already. We got everybody leaving. I don't know.
Was it something I said?
Homer, your outrageous take just cleared out Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Here's the deal, though, Homer. I never do this. I am going with the Homer school of thought, which is 0%. I never say 0%. I never say 100% because I allocate for things. There is a 0% chance that in Ed Policy's tenure as the Green Bay Packers president that they are going to leave. Is it a Schwabenau? Is that the city living?
They actually carved out an area that they make Green Bay that should be Ashwaubenon.
There is a 0% chance they leave. So for you to panic and call an executive committee order for something that the Wolf of Wall Street says, what, Jason? I'm not leaving. It's not happening. Stop sweating it. It ain't happening. It's a leverage deal. You know that. Come on, Homer. You really think there's – hey, hold up 1 second. And then
the president says, I don't think the Packers are leaving Green Bay. He said winning football games is number one. Keeping the Packers in Green Bay is number two. That clearly means to us that it's really not an issue. You just made it up. Because if you were really worried about it, it'd be number one. But this is somebody who's new as president. Oh, excuse me. What the hell are you talking about? Keep the Packers in Green Bay? What does that mean? What is this about? Why do you even bring it up?
If I can read the quote for you, because I think it will only reinforce your argument. Over the years, why are we here? Ed Policy said.
Oh, my God.
Over the years, I've kind of distilled that down to three pretty simple things, which is to win football games, number one, keep the Packers in Green Bay, number two, and to strengthen our community, number three.
Yeah.
I'd say I even apply them in that order of priority.
Oh, boy.
So, I
Portland Packers.
No, they're not. This is not about them moving. This is about the knucklehead who just made that comment. That's what this is about.
You talking about me?
We know nothing about him.
No, I'm talking about Ed.
Oh, you're talking about Ed. I thought you were talking about me.
Yes.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
What the hell is that thing? We know nothing about him.
I couldn't be less. Here's the deal. I couldn't be less concerned about number two. Of all the things to be concerned about, the Green Bay Packers are dumping resource after resource and buying land. They ain't going anywhere. The league ain't going to let them go anywhere.
I'm not concerned about them leaving. I'm concerned.
Well, then what are you concerned about?
I'm concerned about the president of the Green Bay Packers saying something so stupid.
But don't you understand that this is a leverage deal? Like, you've been around business
somebody
enough.
Ask him about it.
Well,
if it's a leverage deal,
well, is he going to say? You think he's going to say yes? It's a leverage deal.
More important. What?
You think he's going to tell Jason? Yeah, it's a leverage deal. We want to get a better tax rate
I don't
from the
care
city.
what he said. He just said and brought up keeping the Packers in Green Bay.
Yeah. All
right.
How
so
is that not the lead story in every paper on every radio station? The president of the Packers.
Because it's a preposterous thing to focus on.
Fine. Then it's a preposterous thing. That doesn't mean he didn't say it.
Correct. I think the fact that the general manager and the head coach have 2 years left on their contracts, and he said very clearly he doesn't want lame ducks, that they are facing a modicum, however big or small you want to view it as, of pressure this season was more important than an outlandish thought that they might leave Green Bay
Who
when
the
there's
hell decides it's outlandish? So you don't even ask us to follow up because you've decided?
No,
I
am telling you. Take a deep breath.
Not a baby Homer.
Timeout, Mike McCarthy.
First of all, I will be the first to admit that when he said these things, I did not think – I thought it was like a filibuster. It was an opening statement. You say these things. I did not find them to be particularly compelling. The idea of them leaving Green Bay is so far-fetched in my estimation that it did not register as he said it as, oh, my God, I need to follow up on this. I will promise you this. The shareholders meeting is on July 25th. He will officially take over as team president, even though, as he told us while we were talking with him on Friday, they have essentially started already having him run the operation. Like after the draft, Mark Murphy said, all right, now go ahead.
I'm going to go play golf and pickleball.
I'm going to go talk to the team in the huddle on the practice field.
So 1, 2, 3 Super Bowl, yes. But I promise you, I vow as I stand here on the stage, in front of the drum set at Hard Rock Casino Rockford that when Ed Policy speaks to us again, I am going to ask him, why was that included in the priority list? Is there any reason Packers fans should be worried about you leaving? And you know what that's going to give him? That's going to give him the opportunity to talk about how they don't want to pay the taxes to the city of Green Bay that they are owing, and that they're worried about private equity coming into the NFL. And that's what's going to happen here. So, yes, should it have gotten a follow-up? Sure. What would the follow-up given him? Probably an opportunity to deliver some scare tactics to talk about how desperately they need to get more money into their coffers that they already have. So ticket prices continuing to go up, another stock sale, and finding other ways to make more and more money. So that's my read on it. If you want to take that as me being derelict in my duty as a reporter, fine. But I don't think that this is a genuine concern in 2025. That's why I did not follow up on it.
I just want to know if not you, but all of them ever have other things people say that you did not decide isn't important because of the expected follow-up.
Yeah, I'm again, I can only speak for me. And
but it was
I thought it was, it felt to me like a
felt
formality type start to the 45 minutes we spent with it.
So you didn't understand the magnitude of what
I did not think when he said it that we would be talking about it by Wednesday at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. No, I did not. Of all the things that he said that I found really interesting, number one, way ahead of everything else, was they are not getting contract extensions before the season, and that I don't like lame ducks. So to me, that felt like, hey, they better win, because otherwise we're going to have to do either some sort of half measure where we add 1 year onto each of their deals, or we're going to get rid of them and start fresh with a new staff.
So you power ranked your concern.
I certainly did.
Was it tier 1 or ranked?
That was the only one in tier 1. There were some other interesting things discussed that we'll get through as the week goes on. So Homer, what do you, I'm going to ask you the question then. Why do you believe Ed Policy said this when he distilled the 3 most important things he has to do as president? Why do you think he said it?
I don't have any idea because Ed Policy
I'm not asking
never
you
done a press
to say for
conference before.
certain why he said it. Why do you think he said it? That's your opinion. I'm not looking for you to tell me what Ed meant. I want to know why you think he would say that.
In order to start a discussion about whatever disagreement they're having with the city over money. But it's not my job to figure out why he said it. My job is to ask him so he can say why he said it, because I don't believe did Mark Murphy, the first time he talked, say, well, winning football games is number 1, keeping the Packers in Green Bay is number 2. Because if he had, everybody would have said, what the hell's going on? Not to mention, nobody knows really who Ed Policy is. I mean, we know his dad, Ed Policy. What the hell has he ever done?
Well, I'm
he was
sorry,
in arena football.
So you knew Mark Murphy had played safety in the NFL for the then Washington Redskins.
Yes.
You had no idea what he did at Northwestern or Colgate.
He was the athletic director. Of course I did.
Right.
He was the athletic director.
Tell me about all the coaches that he hired and what their records were. Like,
this will be interesting. I want to hear Homer's.
I do.
Yeah, what do you got?
How was Colgate's hockey program while he was the
Minty Fresh? I heard they were Minty Fresh.
Hold on. Okay, you want me to tell you my view of Mark Murphy and his knowledge? He played in the NFL. He was a player, a very good player.
He
had been in college as an athletic director, and he had hired coaches. He had experience in those fields. You may think not enough, but he had some. Ed Policy has diddly squat. He was in arena football. If you had a concern about Mark Murphy, your concern about Ed Policy should be 10 times as great.
Well, it's a 10x multiple. Hopefully that's a Jordan Love.
I don't think Homer likes Ed
How
Policy.
am I wrong on that?
No, Homer basically wants Ed Policy fired before he gets started.
No, I want the executive committee to meet and see if he has an explanation for what he said.
Yeah.
They decide, not me. If I was on the executive committee, I would be leaning toward that, but I don't have experience of what he's done in 12 years.
Starting a group text.
All right. Again, I understand.
But I will ask this question.
Yeah.
Should you have more confidence or less confidence in Ed Policy making the decisions of GM and head coach as you did with Mark Murphy?
That's a great poll for the Homer Hour.
Everyone should have less confidence based on his resume. All that's in his resume is his dad in terms of
He's
the
been
experience.
he's been with the organization for 13 years. He's been
as the legal counsel. He has
no
had anything
as
to
the
do.
COO for the last 8.
So who made the decision? How much of a role did he have in the decision of the coach and GM?
He was on the interview board for both of them.
How much? I stand again. I say 0.
I don't.
Or 5%.
All right. Oh, Homer, Homer, you are a beauty.
Hold on.
You're
I
a
want
beauty.
This question answered. What percentage of importance did he have in selection of the coach and GM? I say 5% max.
Okay, well, that's more than 0. And again,
Yes,
he
I've
wasn't
learned
the
not to do
president,
0.
but obviously he was included by the president in both processes. So
Yes.
obviously his opinion was valuable. Again, when someone assents, when Roger Goodell took over as commissioner for Paul Tagliabue, tell me everything you knew about Roger Goodell.
His daddy was a senator.
I just told you.
All you know is about his dad.
I just told you the difference between Ed Policy and Mark Murphy. That's our discussion.
Right, and
I
I'm
think there's
saying
reason
that when
to
they
have less confidence in his ability to make those hires than Murphy when he made them. Yes or no?
Boy, if that's the case, I can't wait to hear Jason's question to Ed
Well, I'm
Policy.
asking
The way
you
he
yes or no.
attacked Murphy's credibility, holy blank, is this going to be fun? Wow.
Look,
I mean, the best thing
Ah.
about Policy might be that Murphy hired him and gave him a level of importance.
I'll tell you what, you can say what you want about Mark Murphy. His hiring has been pretty dang good.
It has been. I don't
well.
dispute that. While I may have disputed it in real time, it turned out very well.
And he executed that sled ride a lot better than a lot of
yeah.
Ed's
All right,
60
look,
years
again,
old.
Haven't
His
seen-
core was locked.
Haven't seen Ed go down the hill.
I think one of the things,
Ed's got to go face first if he does the hill.
I think one of the things that we have lost sight of during this wildly popular segment is what and this was another one of my takeaways when we got done. Was I had not even given thought walking into the alumni suite where we did this about private equity. I think they are legitimately, as an organization,
We got the solution for that already.
worried about that. But I do think there was a time, remember when Jerry Jones was so jealous of the Packers being able to have stock sales, and he wanted to investigate whether he could do that to raise capital?
Sure.
This private equity component has essentially negated what had been the Packers' one advantage of being community-owned, which was, hey, we can have a stock sale every 10 years and raise capital by doing that. None of the other 31 teams can do that. Now, by allowing that, again, Fox in the hen house, that's bringing in a rush of money for other teams, and the Packers don't have that advantage. So if you're asking me why I think that's a component, I do think that part of it is why, because they want to make sure that the team is going to be there. And we're not talking about next year or 2030 or even 2050, but long after we're all gone and, Sydney and Max are hosting Wilde and Tausch 2.0.
What you don't get, and what this
what
is,
I don't get?
No. I'm just saying in general. Don't be so sensitive.
I just want to know who you're addressing.
The idea, what is the big outstanding thing that the organization has to get figured out near term? It comes back to this mayor tax thing, period. That's what this is about. And if you don't think, I'm not getting into, God, I'm done with the leverage conversation of Joe Douglas and Goody and, who's going to win the leverage battle? The Packers are going to win. The Packers will win. It's what degree will they win by? Because let me tell you something. There ain't going to be a mayor ever going to get reelected if you lose the Green Bay Packers. I can assure you of that. And I just hung out with the mayor. Nice fella.
Very likable guy.
Yeah, nice guy.
Eric.
Let me tell you something. Packers leave town. He ain't going to be the mayor. He ain't going to be the dog catcher. He ain't going to be gone.
Do they still have dog
They
catchers?
should. I think they should. I don't even know
I
what
think they call it animal control.
There you go.
Homer, I didn't even get to ask Homer about Aaron Rodgers because
fit it in. We got time.
Here's the deal, Homer. That I'm going to say this, and you know I love you. You know I love you.
But
you can't tell me that you don't care. Once he left Green Bay, you had no interest, and you're pining for info on his wife or whatever is going on.
All right, let me explain to you, and I'll say it slowly.
I don't think you're going to – I want you to explain, but I don't know if you're going to be able to sway me.
You're not going to blame me anyway.
Right.
My issue with him was regarding as a football player. I don't care about him as a football player other than when he plays against the Packers. This is not an issue of football. This is as an entertainer. I am 70 years old. In my life, I have never heard of a famous person, football player or not, married to someone for 4 months and no one knows who the spouse is. That is the bizarre situation. I would feel the same if it was Tom Brady. I would feel the same if it was Ronaldo. I would feel the same if it was pick any player, and I would have the same interest in that particular situation.
Corey Linsley.
I didn't expect it to be Ronaldo.
One has to do with football, and one has something to do with an amazing situation given an entertainer, which I believe everybody's wondering, how the hell can this happen? Because it's never happened before in their lifetime either. Be it musician, be it football player, be it entertainer, be it whatever. The two are so dramatically different in terms of the focus. Unless you just want to be mad at me, I'm incapable.
Nobody's mad at you.
I do enjoy being mad at you.
I don't think I'm mad at you. I just don't think you can't say one thing and then live a different way. Like you can't.
I just explained it.
You did, but it doesn't make sense.
I apologize for taking the time. Yes, it does. I apologize for taking the time to make sense.
Does it make sense, Jason? Does this make sense?
I will admit that it does seem very odd that she is essentially Manti Te'o's girlfriend. Like, we know nothing about her.
Who's Manti Te'o's girlfriend?
The guy who made up his girlfriend.
Who was catfish.
You think this is a catfish deal?
No. I'm saying we know as much about her as we knew about Manti Te'o.
No, but my point is, Homer said once he leaves Green Bay, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about anything, and now he does. And that's the point I can't get my head wrapped around.
I do not care about him as a football player. If he jumped off of Mount Everest, I would care about that,
a lot of poop.
This is as rare as that.
There's a lot of poop up on Mount Everest, I've been told.
I've been told that.
Speaking of poop, we've reached the end of our time with you.
Bye.
I hope nobody. I don't know what to make of that. The fact that this is why Homer's been in radio for 100 years. I would have never even thought to imagine that he would call an emergency meeting about that policy. That's why Homer is Homer. It's crazy. It is what it is. It's crazy.
He's not calling for his job. He's calling for a meeting to discuss.
He's doing what you did with Pat Murphy.
He wants to have the conversation. I asked when we should have the conversation. He wants to have it.
That was something.
It was something. I'm not sure what it was, but it was something. We will roll on live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. I'm going to need a minute.
Take a beat. Grab a meal.
I haven't ordered.
That's what I saw.
Where's Lois?
Or with Homer. Want to remind you, they've been with us from the beginning, and David has been a good friend for a long time. I hope you never have to call Gruber Law offices. Never, because that means you've never been injured in an accident. But if you have been, then you need the best team on your team, and that is Gruber Law offices. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. One call. That's all. Go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more. More Wilde and Tausch live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford next, so stick around.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Mark Toscher here for Pizza Hut. You know I've loved Pizza Hut since the days I was back in school participating in the legendary Book It program. Man, I remember thinking I was busy back then, but that was nothing to how much we have going on now. Between kids, sports, work commitments, days out on the golf course, and summer vacation, how's a guy like me supposed to plan a meal in advance? Well, thankfully, Pizza Hut has the perfect hookup for me and my family. It's the Hut Hookup. All you have to do, spend $7.99 at Pizza Hut, and you get a free large one-topping pizza later. Yes, you heard that right. Get pizza now and get more pizza later.
Get your own Hut hookup now. Download the Pizza Hut app to place your order or go online to pizzahut.com. The Hut hookup, available now only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhafels. Shop Steinhafels summer sale and get 10% off store-wide. Plus, if you use Steinhafels special financing, you'll get up to a $300 MasterCard. Only at Steinhafels. Facing it head-on, Wisconsin football's 2025 schedule, a brutal one. Former Badger Alec Ingold believing this is what Bucky needs. His take on how Bucky can benefit during an appearance on the Jump Around, a Badger-dedicated show.
It reminds me of our 2016 year. The boys came together, we became a team, and you make a run to the Cotton Bowl. Not saying that that's my prediction for the year, but I'm saying, like, as a team coming together, all the guys kind of buying in, being the underdog is a great thing for Wisconsin football.
What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Pella has a product line for every budget.
No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Baseball is back. Bryan Bulaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
So I took a beat. I didn't have a meal, but I needed to take a beat.
Yeah.
And I think...
Can we all agree Homer was ridiculous with his assessment?
Over the top, probably somewhat.
So I just for kind of the record, because we've had this discussion.
To put a bow on it,
I want to bow
like
this thing up so we can get to the 11 o'clock hour. I understand the fact that Ed Policy is concerned about the tax rate, and he's concerned about private equity. You better be. If you're going to be a leader of a billion-dollar organization, I get it, right? But I don't want fans to be sitting here fearful that we're moving to Nashville. Or I don't even, what would be the next city that teams would move to?
Portland.
Well, get off of Portland already. They're not moving to Portland.
I think
London. I mean, if they're going to move to
St. Louis.
Nah.
That's funny.
It'll be overseas. And that's
London.
So
London.
the NFL,
Dublin.
this is never Dublin. This is never going to happen.
Berlin.
But I don't blame Ed for trying to kind of put his foot and say, we have to be mindful of these
Don't
things.
take this for granted.
Totally agree with that.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean any of us as fans
should be calling for an
it's
executive board meeting.
How do you even do that? Do you set up a flare? Like, what do you do to get?
No, you call Dan Aarons.
Put a G
hey,
into the sky like the
get
bat
band
signal.
together.
Get the snowblower out and blow it out.
Green and gold smoke like the Pope.
You always better be on the. You better have your eyes out for what's coming down the road next. The private equity component is something.
It is
for sure.
That was again. When I think about what I walked out of that room thinking about, that was one of the things. And what he said about the stock sale, that they want to do it every 10 or 15 years, but comparatively speaking, it is not this panacea that it had been before.
Is panacea when all the continents were together?
No. It's this great solution, this
Pangea.
fix everything.
Pangea.
We've actually been over this recently.
I don't even know what panacea means. Anyways, I have a solution for Ed. Already,
maybe he'll do. Maybe he'll appear on the show.
No, I think I want to sit down because this is like a serious
1919
a Tausch 60-minute sit down.
No, we'll probably have to go somewhere neutral. I don't want.
Bring him here.
Neutral.
Yeah, we'll have somewhere neutral.
Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
He and I can ride together. It's 2 hours and 55 minutes door to door.
I'm sure that would be a treat for him.
It's a treat to hear you tell us about UW Credit Union.
And for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Going to help you reach your financial goals. You know what I love? It's always been on campus. I've seen UW Credit Unions everywhere. It was down, I can't say the name of the city because the tournament was so poorly run, but around the suburbs of Milwaukee, UW Credit Unions popping up everywhere.
And the UW Green Bay Student
Yes,
Union.
They're everywhere. They give you all kinds of options all throughout the state of Wisconsin. And you know what? Ask me, why'd you join UW Credit Union? Oh, I wanted to keep my banking local. I love the member first service, and I like great perks like early payday. But I love Bucky, that cute little fella. And if you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes you do crazy things, but boy, this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. It's 11:11. It starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by the new ESPN Wisconsin app. Listen live and on demand to all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows at the touch of a fingertip. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple and Android app stores today. Unfortunately, the friendly confines of Wrigley Field weren't too kind to the Brewers last night as the Crew fell to the Cubs by a score of 5-3. Isaac Collins got the scoring started with a 2-run bomb off Chicago starter Ben Brown, and Milwaukee starter, potential Rookie of the Year candidate Chad Patrick was dealing until the bottom of the fifth, where he gave up the deciding runs on a Seiya Suzuki 3-run dinger. The Cubs are now up 6.5 games on the Brewers in the NL Central, but the series is still in reach, especially with the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski, making his first start away from American Family Field tonight. First pitch is scheduled for 7:05 Central with pregame coverage beginning at 6:30 right here on Madison's new home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Final hour of Wilde and Tausch starts now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
I'm not giving up, no.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 tables of folks that I don't think they're here expressly for us.
No, it's a perk for them.
For lunch.
Yeah.
And then they're going to go play some slots.
They were lucky to run into us here today. Yes.
Have you gone down there to recruit them, get them signed up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all the great things that come with being a fan of the show. They can mention us in their obituary. Lots of stuff they can do.
I haven't. That feels like it would be an invasion of their
lunch.
their time, their lunch. Like, I don't want to disturb everyone's lunchtime here at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Or
you think I should?
You do you, man. You do you.
That sounds like what you would say when my opinion disagrees with what your opinion is.
There might be something to that opinion.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of opinions, you went over to the Sportsbook.
I did.
Now, the last time we were here, you went over to the Sportsbook, and you put down a couple shekels.
I sure did.
On the Indiana Pacers reaching the NBA Finals. Not winning, reaching.
Big win.
So now that they've already reached that, have you already received
What'd they pay out
your
on that?
payout?
What'd you get?
I forgot what the odds were.
You put 20 on it, right?
Yeah, I put 20 on it, and I got. How much did
500?
I come out? 90-ish back. So it was
not bad.
They were up 1-0 over the Cavs when I put that wager in,
that turns out
which
it's
made
pretty
it feel
smart.
pretty good.
God, the NBA playoffs are too long.
They had the best odds of anyone in the
3 months
East.
into this thing already.
It's like its whole new second season. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was one. I did put a couple of Packers wagers down back in May when we were here.
And what were those?
I forgot. I didn't bring them with
Good
me.
stuff.
I had Jaden Daniels less passing yards
details.
for the season.
Nice.
I believe I took the Packers to win the NFC North, and it was before the schedule came out because I thought when the schedule came out it might look more favorable for the Packers. So I should go and check if that number has changed.
Shifted.
Since the schedule came out, right. But I did go over because Tausch sent me on a very important mission.
Well, then now we know why you're here today.
For his wager.
And they've got really good burgers here.
Yes, that's good too. So the Green Bay Packers
win total.
Win total.
Okay.
And I also surveyed our fans who came out to join
Love
us
it.
here. The coffee
Everybody
club
or
and
just the ones that were
rock?
here
No,
earlier?
just the ones who were here earlier. I could ask the people here now, but I don't know if they would
Those
have a
guys
strong
back there,
opinion.
they're still here.
Mostly the people in Packers attire. I asked those people. Over under win total.
What about overalls?
It is set here at the Hard Rock Sportsbook at 9.5 wins. You thought 9.5 would be juicy because you thought there's no way they don't get 10 wins.
I don't see any way the Packers lose this game.
I would say 5 out of 8 surveyed Wilde and Tausch Packers fans at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford today said, yes, I'm on Team Tausch, hammer the over.
Okay.
That means the other 3.
So if I put 100 on that, what do I win? Is it just 100? Because that's not that sexy.
I think it would be about even money. Yeah, I think it'd be about even money.
That's not as sexy as
the,
I'd like
the
it.
other 3,
Plus
when I
might
asked
lose
them,
the slip. That's the part that makes me nervous.
When I asked them, do you want to join Team Tausch hammering the owner, they all gave me the same universal hand gesture, which was,
Maybe it was the use of the word hammering.
Maybe. It could be. They went, I don't know about that line.
I don't know, Jim.
So there's some that think the schedule is difficult. There's a lot of...
Well, the schedule is difficult. The beginning and end is difficult. They got a little soft underbelly in the middle that they need to hammer.
I think the number one skepticism of the Packers reaching 10 wins on the season is that Jair Alexander is now gone, and there are
He
a lot
was
of
never going to be back.
But there are a lot of teams on the schedule that have great franchise cornerstone wide receivers.
Okay.
Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. You can go down the list. There's a lot of those.
Ross St. Brown.
So are the Packers good enough either in the secondary or up front getting to the quarterback to avoid that being a problem and getting torched and losing games because they're not good enough on defense
Well,
this
we'll
year?
find out.
Great.
We'll find out.
Great take there. Whole
Thank
T.
you for your insight.
Well, I mean, I told you over. What else do you want me to say? I think yes. But you can have concerns. There are concerns. There's always concerns. They're not a perfect team. They're flawed. Cincinnati's flawed. Minnesota's flawed.
I don't think
Detroit's flawed.
Is Detroit flawed?
Yes.
No, we just don't know. They're not flawed.
Beyond.
I don't think their defense is
having
everything.
to adjust.
Listen, man, their defense is fine.
They have Aiden Hutchinson.
They were
back.
missing 9 guys last year.
9 guys.
Yeah, that's fine. I remember when they were fully healthy a couple years ago that somebody went up there on Thanksgiving and ate their turkey.
A couple years ago is a lifetime ago.
Drank
from what
their
I've been
dumpling
told
soup.
about the NFL.
No, it is. But a lot of the same core folks. Now they have a different group. They'll probably do things a little differently.
With a different coordinator.
Yes, concern level with the defensive backfield and the pass rush. I get it.
Is Philadelphia flawed now?
Philadelphia.
They lost a bunch of their guys from up front from that pass rush.
Their pass rush will have to reinvent itself, but I am thinking Philadelphia should be the heavy favorite, and they should be. And I don't have any problem with that. Green Bay will have its hands full with Philly, but they're playing them at home.
What about, and again, they're not on the regular season schedule, what about the Rams? Does it feel like they are retooling to a point that you are going to be concerned about them again? Because
they'll be good, but is their quarterback's like 38 years old? Let's see. Well, let's see.
I have another number for you.
Okay. If it's even, I think it's going to be close to even. I don't love that.
This next one is not even money.
Oh, I like that.
Jordan Love MVP odds.
Okay.
You were very curious about that.
Yes.
You were very curious.
What did you say you wanted to see it at?
2,500.
Jordan Love plus 2,500 at the Hard Rock Sportsbook to win NFL MVP. That is the same odds as which other quarterback?
Joe Burrow.
No. Burrow has the
Jared Goff.
No. Goff is actually more of a
Malik
underdog.
Willis.
He's more of an underdog.
Yeah, Jared Goff's plus 3,000.
He finished 5th in the balloting last year.
That's what I was told.
Jordan Love.
Kyler Murray.
No. Brock Purdy. Jordan Love and Brock Purdy, same
if San
odds.
Fran bounces back, people will be glazing Brock. I feel pretty good about that.
The 8 players
I'll
with
dunk on him.
And hammering him.
The 8 players with better odds than Jordan Love to win the MVP.
There's only 8 players.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert,
Hurts donuts,
and C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, I agree with Riley. Stroud, no interest.
I think that was for your Hurts donut joke.
Oh, even better.
Tomato.
I think at 2,500 to 1, I like that. Because let me tell you something. You win those first 2 games.
It's not 2,500 to 1, right? It's 25.
It's plus 2,500. So you
put 100, you get 2,500.
Bet 100 to win 2,500.
Because if I only have to bet $1 to win $2,500,
that would be a little different. Yes.
I thought you understood. I should have.
Again, this is not my strength.
I understand.
Just want to be
so
accurate.
Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to give. Can we talk about this on air? I don't know the rules.
Where we are right
now. I think if you steer clear of all things college, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
I am going to, as a show, we are going to put, and I will fund it. We're going to put $100 in, and we will pick what we want. I feel like the 100 will get doubled if we do the 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's juice is squeezy enough, or juicy enough to squeeze, however you want to frame it.
Juice is squeezy enough.
So do we go 50 there and then go 50 on J Love? Is there something else that you like? Packer related, because let's be honest, that's what we do.
Division win? You said you got to be Kings of the North again.
I think that's a coin toss. So are we getting numbers on that?
I'll go check what the odds are today.
Right.
That's what I bet on last time we were here.
Okay.
We're going to play trivia while Jesse goes back to the sports book to check on these, and then he can be back for Riley.
The Jordan Love MVP is intriguing because the numbers so good.
Yeah.
I think let me tell you this. Do I think sitting here June 18th that, yes, he's going to be no.
Okay.
But do I think the way things fall, and if they find some big wins and he elevates, he plays like he did that last 8 weeks of 23, he's the MVP.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal.
He's the best quarterback in football, so yes.
If they win the North, and even if Philly's the 1 seed, I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to put the numbers up that are going to dictate him to get MVP. Lamar Jackson, people are already like, he's already got 2.
He's also politicking for Jair Alexander, I noticed.
Josh Allen just got it last year. Mahomes is going to have to be like ice cream on top of ice cream on top of ice cream cake in order to get it. So you're already whittling 3 to 4 guys. Probably they need to be like superhuman. If Jordan Love is really good, that's why I think that's a little squeezy and a little juicy. It's a little juicy and a little squeezy.
Good logic.
Thanks.
All right, Jesse is going to go to the Hard Rock Casino Rockford Sportsbook and get some more potential wagers for us. You're just going to tell us about the Hard Rock Casino Rockford so folks can come down here in the 58 minutes it takes from Sun
58
Prairie.
minutes that it took me this morning driving down I-90, and we're here. It is filling up. Slot machines everywhere, table games. Right now, Hard Rock Casino Rockford, over 175,000 square feet of gaming and entertainment space. We're at a Bradshaw's, and I don't know who else is coming. Who's the other one?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Got all that great entertainment space.
Stained.
Stained is coming. Jason will be down here. 1,300 slot machines, 50 live table games, a sports book that we are, as a show, going to put a little something on, and a rock shop. And if you're hungry, Jason's already got a burger half in his mouth. You got the Hard Rock Cafe, Council Oaks Steaks and Seafood, Bricked Italian Kitchen. One of these times I need to get down here late and get to this UU Noodle Bar. I've heard nothing but rave reports about that. The Hard Rock Live Entertainment Venue, also a 23,000 square foot premium concert and event space that will hold up to 2,000 guests. Again, from Madison, 58 minutes to get down here to Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90. Again, that is Rockford, Illinois.
All right, we're going to play trivia. Did you oversee this, or did Riley do it on his ride back from Wrigleyville?
Riley had a late night. I oversaw Wilde and Tausch trivia, and it is Wisconsin Geography Wednesday.
Oh, so I guess I'll be doing the work.
Once again today.
Ooh.
All right.
Joshy just sent us something that's, I don't know if that's going to be available.
We will find out, and we'll play trivia first.
Okay.
Jesse, or no, you know what? Riley, you're running the show back at the ranch at the Everlight Solar ESPN
Riley
Madison
Cyrus,
Studios.
am I right?
I don't know. After your late night at Cubs-Brewers, do you want like a high number of caller, or would you like to be like caller like 4?
You know, in honor of Isaac Collins, he had the best game last night for the Brewers, gave me some hope. We're going to go with caller number 6.
Yeah.
Is that the number he wants?
Yeah,
Why
that's
are Isaacs
Isaac.
called Zeeks?
Or eyes?
Should have gone with 32 for the Miz.
All right, caller 6 right now,
No.
844-770.
58 for the amount of minutes it takes to get from the greater Madison area to Rockford.
Caller 6, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 6 plays trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Jim Rutledge here. It's officially camping season, which means I will be using my big blue truck from Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. What does that mean? It means it's a customized buying experience. If you're an expert and you know what you want, they're happy to let you take the lead. And if you have a ton of questions, Aaron, Tyler, and the whole team at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb will make sure they can answer them all. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Their concession stand makes you feel like you're at the state fair with something for everyone. Spring Vintage Weekend with the SVRA is up next on May 16th through the 18th. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
The Oregon Summerfest, a festival fun for all ages. Fireworks, carnival rides, live music, craft fair, delicious food, and of course, the parade. June 20th to 22nd at Kaiser Fireman's Park in Oregon. And added to the fun is softball, volleyball, and bag toss. The Oregon Summerfest with our traditional fireworks display Saturday at dusk and the Thrilla on the Grilla fundraiser for Oregon Fire EMS on Sunday. 3 days of nonstop fun. Brought to you by the Oregon Area Chamber of Commerce. Details at OregonSummerfest.com.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
ESPN Madison is proud to partner with Mentoring Positives for our 3rd annual ESPN Madison Open. Mentoring Positives is a nonprofit based right here in Madison and is dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. As a trusted presence in the community, Mentoring Positives has been helping young people build confidence, leadership, and purpose for 20 years. They're changing lives right here in our community. Visit mentoringpositives.org to make your impact today. That's mentoringpositives.org.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. I'll tell you this, there are, in my price range, there are nickel slots around the corner, and there's a lot of people over there.
Yeah?
I was thinking maybe if I could spare a few minutes before I have to hurry back for some exciting Summer League basketball action, I might throw a few nickels in there. I don't think they actually put nickels at this point. No, that shows my knowledge. We need to play trivia. Let's get ready for that, which, of course, is brought to us by Vortex Golf.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Dwayne in a bigger truck than previously, but he was in a bigger truck last time, so does that mean it's an even bigger truck?
It keeps getting bigger every time.
So do you think it gets higher or longer?
I don't know. We'll ask Dwayne. Dwayne, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Good morning, gentlemen. Doing awesome.
Okay, continue to drive safely as you answer these questions about Wisconsin geography with a Vortex Golf prize pack on the line. Question number 1 is this. Which city, home to the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, hosts the WIAA State Baseball Tournament taking place this week? Is it Appleton, Stevens Point, or hopefully not where Tausch's team played in that youth tournament last weekend that he was complaining about so much?
That would be Appleton.
I do believe technically the stadium is in Grand Chute.
So it's not even right.
But we will accept Appleton.
Appleton adjacent. By the way, Muskego beat up on Sun Prairie East on
did.
knocked him out of the tournament. Yep.
That is a conflict for me because I currently live in Sun Prairie, but used to live in Muskego, and
So
I love
if you'd have
both.
gone to the game, who would you have rooted for? Just want both
Baseball.
teams to have fun?
WIA.
No, you would have rooted for Muskego.
I would have Rob Load it.
All right, question 2. That's a good reference that not a lot of people are going to get.
Thank you.
Question number 2, Dwayne, is this. The Wisconsin Automotive Museum, home to the largest collection of antique cars and trucks in the state, is located in which Wisconsin city? Is it in Kenosha, Columbus, or Hartford?
Boy, oh boy. Let's go with Hartford.
Tausch?
I'm going to say Kenosha.
One of you is right. Fortunately, it's Dwayne.
Hartford?
Yes,
Hartford.
Hartford. I did not know
They
that.
advanced. They won. They beat Hortonville.
Orioles.
Is this all tied in with the state baseball tournament?
No. But coincidentally,
like
the Muskego Sun Prairie East thing did relate to question 1, and for question 2, we went to the Wisconsin Automotive Museum with my dad on Father's Day over the weekend.
So it relates more to
So
Jesse's
that was,
life.
from my experience. So I guess yes, my life
Your dad
was
a big car
impacting
guy?
these. He is a big car guy. Yeah.
He's got a bigger truck than Dwayne?
No.
All right.
No.
Does he get 47.2 miles per gallon on the highway?
Not
right,
not in the
question
van
3.
they still have. I can
Question
tell you that
3,
much.
Dwayne,
Got wood
is
paneling?
No.
I love those old wood paneled vans.
It might as well.
Those are fun.
Question 3, Dwayne, is this. Which of these Wisconsin cities is located west of Interstate 39? So picture your map in your head. Which of these Wisconsin cities is located west of I-39? Perhaps you're driving on I-39 right now, Dwayne. Is it Cambridge, Milton, or Edgerton? Cambridge, Milton, or Edgerton, which is located west of I-39?
Tausch really has his thinking face
He
on
does.
for this one.
It's a thinking face.
Well, I grew up in Cambridge, so I'm going to guess Edgerton.
Tausch?
I think so. It's on the right-hand side of the road, which would be west. So I'm going to say yes. Very tough question.
That was not for Dwayne.
Because
having
they're all
grown
in
up
the same
Cambridge.
boat. Like, they're right there. Boom.
Dwayne, an impressive performance. 3 for 3. That means you've got 4 entries into the drawing on Friday to win a Vortex Golf prize pack. Drive safely on the roads, and thanks for your loyalty to the show, buddy. We appreciate you.
Yep, love the show. Love you guys.
That is
Dwayne.
Wilde and Tausch
Love
trivia.
Dwayne. Never know what truck he's driving either. So
Big
always
one.
fun.
Sometimes bigger than others.
Yeah.
All right. Jesse, Wonelli is next. Is it Wonelli or is it Wo-Riley?
It could be a combination of both because
poo-poo platter.
I would like to hear about Riley's night out in the bleachers in Wrigley last night.
I would
So,
too.
it could be a combination of both.
Okay. Well, we'll all find out together live from Hard Rock Casino Rockford. By the way, the Rock Shop is open now. So if you want to get a T-shirt or something,
Yeah.
they weren't open when we arrived because we got here so early, but it is open now.
Coors Light would look pretty good in one of
As
those
well.
mugs.
It would indeed. Lots of great merch in there as well. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tosher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Well, congratulations to the amazing team at Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie. They're celebrating their 60th year in business. Year after year, Zimbrick Chevrolet is recognized as a Best of Madison operation. If you've experienced the same great service I have for years, head over to madisonmagazine.com/BOM and vote Zimbrick Chevrolet as Best of Madison yet again. Zimbrick Chevrolet is Dane County's #1 volume Chevy dealer. Stop by or browse online to check out the full lineup of Zimbrick Chevy's new and used vehicle inventory.
including Dane County's largest selection of the hot new Chevy Equinox. And remember, it's always better to have your vehicle serviced before you hit the road for a summer road trip, so you don't have to worry about it while you're traveling. Tune-ups, tire rotations, oil changes, and everything in between. Book an appointment online today with Zimbrick Chevrolet's outstanding service team. Voted Best of Madison year after year and celebrating 60 years in business. Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie is the name you can trust.
You remember the moments from that magical March.
Outside Decker. It's a three. Got it! Dagger!
On June 26th at the Orpheum Theater, relive the excitement with the squad that made him believe. A special night with Bo Ryan, Frank Kaminsky, and Sam Decker.
Here's Kaminsky. The drop step. That's his favorite. And the two.
Made him believe. Supported by Event Essentials, Bruner Realty, Gordon Flesh, and Park Bank. Get your tickets today at uwhoops2015.com.
Your first time driving a stick shift. The car, sporty. Your teacher, nervous. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Online Activation Zone, so you can easily shift your direct deposits from your old clunker of a bank to Associated Bank in just a few clicks. You've got this with Activation Zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Morgan Wallen Live. I'm the Problem Tour 2025. Historic 2 consecutive shows at Camp Randall Stadium, Saturday, June 28th, and second show added June 29th with Miranda Lambert and Ella Langley. On sale now at uwbadgers.com.
I'ma need some whiskey glasses.
Morgan Wallen, Live 2025.
This is Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team. Help us take home the gold and vote for us every day at madisonmagazine.com/BOM.
I know Jesse has some questions for Riley about his trip to Wrigley. I am very curious about a social media posting where he looked very irritated, and there was someone with turquoise nail polish in the background. It was a whole thing. He'll have to explain that during Whoa, Riley.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
All right, guys, fire away. What do you got from my experience in the Wrigley Field bleachers?
So Tausch said there's no better place to be when you're in your 20s than a Friday afternoon in the bleachers at Wrigley Field enjoying a game.
Sunsplash with a Coors
How about
Light?
a Tuesday evening?
I bet Tuesday evening is pretty good, too.
Tuesday evening was solid.
I have also spent a Tuesday evening in my 20s in the Wrigley bleachers, and I did not enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
You're 60 years old.
I think the stadium is underwhelming. I think it's overrated. I think it's difficult to get to and very expensive to try and get to.
Riley, how did you have? What kind of night did you have?
I didn't enjoy. Yeah,
Ed Helm sucks.
And the Cubs fans weren't very nice to me when I was at Wrigley Field, and I wasn't very nice to them.
So Cubs fans.
Yeah,
that's interesting because I totally agree. It's expensive. It's annoying to get to. The bleachers
Isn't
are just
there a
general
train
admission.
that takes you right to it?
That's part of the like AmFam Field. You get to go right into the parking lot. You can get the grill out. You can play bags and tailgate.
Sure.
You try to get to Wrigley, you got to park an hour and a half away, take a bus or a train in, and then you got to get there 5 hours early.
Okay.
I just want to remind you we're in Illinois.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or in Rockford.
What, now we have to be Cubs fans because we're in Rockford?
No, I didn't say you have to be rooting for the Cubs.
Kind of what you were.
I'm actively not rooting for the Cubs. I can tell you that.
You're complaining about the challenges of getting to Wrigley Field.
Yes, which is very different than the rest of the state of Illinois.
It's a lot easier to get to the Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
It's a lot easier.
Wrigley Field.
Soldier Field's no picnic either.
No, anything down there.
They won't have to for much longer.
So
right?
I did not enjoy my experience going to Wrigley Field. It sounds like yours was better than mine.
Yeah, no, I had a great time. So, and I would argue, let me preface this by saying, I went around the ballpark. The question I asked for social media, we'll get that video up in the coming days.
Wait, you were there in a working capacity?
No, I was there for fun, but I also, whenever I'm at these events,
social media star,
enemy territory, I love talking to opposing fans about my team. So I was asking.
He was at the SEC baseball tournament randomly like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was to watch a friend, and then I also asked about the Badgers. So, take advantage of the opportunities.
All right. So
let me tell you something. It's the kind of guy you need on your team.
That's great.
He's out there. You understand when you do this job. The clock.
You're always on the clock.
Always on.
Stop.
Always on.
Riley, I'm proud of you, man. Kudos to you.
Thank you, Tausch.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So
Did you talk to any girls?
I enjoy it. I
think
did.
you went down there with a girl.
In a work capacity. No, I was with a couple of my guy friends, a couple of my roommates.
Were you guys?
Leave Riley alone. Let him live his life.
Were you guys chasing?
Did you write anybody a lengthy love letter?
Was there
on
anything?
Your drive back?
We were not chasing tail. We were not writing any AI poems to women down there.
I think you could say. I don't know. Well, we got another guy calling for old boy's job before he even started, and you're gonna think he can't say chase and tail? I don't know what's legal and not on air, but I would think that this is more reasonable than that.
Anyway,
all right, continue.
Tell us more, Riley.
I'm going around the ballpark. I'm asking, prove to me that Wrigley Field is better than American Family Field, which they gave some decent arguments, but ultimately was not convinced. But I will argue,
outside of the history and Ivy,
it's old
history. And they said we don't change our name. Like, I know it as Miller Park, and now it's American Family Field. It's like,
get out of here
whatever.
with that. Come on.
I can't wait till they call it Milk Dud Field. Milk Duds takes over.
Exactly. But I would argue, at least for me, it is more fun to be an opposing fan, to be a fan at an away game than it is to be a fan at your home ballpark. I love chirping. That's one of my favorite parts of the game. So I'm just constantly talking the entire game, like, oh, Isaac Collins made a great catch. Oh, PCA's not making that catch. Loud enough where the Cubs fans around me can hear it.
He made a better catch.
It's great, and then I was proven wrong later. But then when I left to go work, this Cubs fan, I could tell he's a diehard, sitting right to my left, tells my friends, and my friends told me this after the game, man, is your friend, that buddy of yours, does he ever turn off his motor? Man, just keeps yapping. And then found out after the game.
Just wait, your motor?
Yeah, my motor.
What kind of mileage were you getting?
I could see you'd be very annoying.
Yeah.
I am very.
And you take pride in that,
yes,
it would appear.
I do. I take great pride in my instigating abilities at opposing stadiums. I thoroughly enjoy it.
All right, if I may interrupt. Do you want somebody like Riley? You just said you want somebody like Riley on your team if he's getting content for social media and everything else. Mm-hmm. Do you want a person like Riley in your group agitating and instigating? If you're on a road trip to opposing stadium, do you want him stirring the pot the way he clearly enjoys doing.
No.
I don't think I want him with me.
Depends what kind of mood I'm in.
I had a Riley-like friend who I'm actually golfing with later today, Dylan. When we went,
here is he?
You guys gonna golf in a rainstorm, huh?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like.
90% chance to rain today. That means it's gonna rain.
Tier 3, Dylan.
At least 0.001%.
But we went to the Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis when the Badgers played Penn State in 2016, and he was yapping at the Penn State fans. And there were a few times where I thought, okay, like I am not here to get in a fight in Indianapolis this weekend. I would simply like to watch our team and cheer on the Badgers and not get into something.
Yeah,
but we had to stand for our guy when he was yapping.
I'm super intrigued by this. How often do you do this, Riley? And has it ever had some unexpected, unintended consequences where maybe you didn't get your tail kicked, but you might have maybe been in position to get it kicked because you were irritating people to such a degree?
See, not that I can think of off the top of my head,
but
which
you
is
may have
probably
had a few beverages that made you forget that you were irritating people that much.
Couple of Coors Lights and
No, I can tell when I'm irritating people around me because typically they chirp
can you
back.
tell now?
Yeah, yes. So when I hit PCA is never making that catch. When PCA makes his crazy catch, the kids in front of me are like, "Oh, Jackson Turrio's never making that catch."
And you got to take it
loud enough so I can hear it. And after the game, obviously, everyone's in my grill, so you just have to accept it. If you dish it out, you got to be willing to take it. But again, the guy next to me who was annoyed with me said that he appreciated me yapping the entire time because it kept him more engaged, and it made it that much better when the Cubs won. So I would argue I'm enhancing everyone's experience.
If you're going to yap, the Wrigley bleachers is the place to do it. I will say that. More so than, Section 231 at AmFam Field or anywhere else.
Was that your dad's section?
No, that's where we were last Wednesday, I think.
So you believe you enhance the people around you?
Well, that too, yeah.
You enhance the people around you's experience.
Yes. Would you rather, let me pose it this way, would you rather have a fan like me around that's annoying you and keeping you engaged in the game and making you hope something good happens for your team so I shut up, or a bunch of people just looking down on their phone, not paying attention to the game?
Really good question.
So
I don't want to sit with you, Riley. I don't.
If I was one of the Cubs fans, or if this is inverse, and this is happening for me at a game at American Family Field with a Cubs fan next to me, if I am telling people about my experience afterward, I would say, man, there was this obnoxious Cubs fan next to us, and he was yapping the whole game, and it was so great when Churio came up with a big catch and a big home run late, and we got to give it right back to him and sent him home unhappy. I would enjoy that, but I would not enjoy the actual experience being at the game next to you.
So
okay, that's fair.
If your team then loses and Yappy McYapperson also gets to walk out as a winner, then it really is not a good experience.
Then you just had a miserable time. Like, I'm questioning if I want to go back.
Good, because the Brewers keep the lights on at Wrigley. That was clear last night. Had a sellout.
Whoa, Riley.
Whoa, Nelly.
Jesse, anything to add?
I like AmFam Field, and you'd have a tough time convincing me to go to Wrigley over a game at home for the Milwaukee Brewers. I've been there, done that. Give me AmFam Field every day. You know the game's happening every day because the roof's over your head. You know you can park for a reasonable price and
so
tailgate.
So you don't like history and nostalgia and the quaintness and Wrigleyville? Like, you were in your 40s when you were in your 20s, so now you're really not interested.
That's rude. It's worth going to Wrigley once to say you did it. It's worth the pilgrimage one time to say, well, okay, you need to experience it.
You think Bears fans say the same thing about Lambeau?
It's a great question.
The one that I took there, he did, yes. He said,
one where you dog sat for him for like 2 months?
No, a different one.
Okay.
But he said he wanted to go to a game at Lambeau. One time we went to a Packers-Bears game. The Packers walloped him on Sunday Night Football, which I guess kind of happened a lot over a decade and a half. But he said it was worth coming to Lambeau to say he experienced it one time. I would say the same for Brewers fans going to Wrigley Field. Okay. But I don't think the experience at Wrigley is 10 times better than the experience at AmFam Field like a lot of Cubs fans would tell you.
I would agree. The coolest thing is in the bleachers, we were close to the baskets, that you feel like you're on top of the action. Like I'm like 20 feet away from Churio, and we're making eye contact at points throughout the game. Like, that was cool. But outside of that, Totally agree, Jesse.
And he looked and said, "Hey, Riley, thanks for coming out tonight. We appreciate you instigating in the stand."
Those baskets are also stupid and shouldn't be legal.
Yes.
10 years ago, the Badgers basketball team made a run in March that was magical. Wisconsin basketball made them believe on Thursday, June 26th. Join the stars from that squad as they remember and celebrate the 2015 run to Indianapolis. Get your tickets to be part of this intimate night at the Orpheum Theater in Madison with Frank Kaminsky, Sam Decker, Josh Gosser, and, yes, Bo Ryan. UWHoops2015.com is the website for tickets. UWHoops2015.com. Get your tickets now. Hear the untold stories, the memories that went through that season, and some special guests who are sure to make the night one you won't want to miss. Again, it's Made and Believe, a celebration of the 2015 UW basketball team, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater. Tickets on sale now at UWHoops2015.com. We'll wrap things up from Hard Rock Casino Rockford next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Matt Hamilton from Jim, Matt, and Molly, a finalist for Best of Madison Radio Team. Help us take home the gold and vote for us every day at madisonmagazine.com/BOM.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. Wisconsin football's 2025 schedule, a brutal one. Former Badger Alec Ingold believing this is what Bucky needs. His take on how Bucky can benefit during an appearance on the Jump Around, a Badger dedicated show.
It reminds me of our 2016 year. The boys came together, we became a team, and you make a run to the Cotton Bowl. Not saying that that's my prediction for the year, but I'm saying as a team coming together, all the guys kind of buying in. Being the underdog is a great thing for Wisconsin football. It's going to take 1 year to just rejuvenate everything. And
what a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Pella has a product line for every budget.
No interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Their concession stand makes you feel like you're at the state fair with something for everyone. Spring Vintage Weekend with the SVRA is up next on May 16th through the 18th. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit StoughtonHealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
This is our crew.
Struck him out with a changeup. That was filthy. 92 miles an hour for Jacob Mizorowski.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. 100.5 ESPN.
He's got a Chevrolet.
All right, we've already run out of time. We've overstayed our welcome, but we're going to stick around a little while here at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Two things. One, thanks to Gary for coming out. One of many Wilde and Tausch regular listeners who've made the trip. Secondly, Riley, I don't think Josh DiMaggio is a big fan of your approach.
Ridiculous.
At games.
Personal hell.
Sitting next to Riley sounds like my personal hell, respectfully. I'd rather sit next to a feral cat at a baseball game.
He said respectfully.
He threw the respectfully in there.
That
so
is
I
nice
can't be
to be
mad.
respectful.
So I would say this. I think you're right, Riley. I think you two should go to a game together.
Content.
And have that video recording going on.
And take a feral cat.
Yes.
Let's see what really happens.
See which is better.
Cat night at the ballpark. That's it for us today. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Thanks to Hard Rock Casino Rockford for having us back a second time. It is a beautiful place. Come on down. It's less than an hour away.
58 minutes.
From the greater Madison area. It's an easy, quick trip. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch? Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tosher here for Pizza Hut. With kids, sports, summer